We are kind of doing a unusual. All right, so we are kind of doing a.
God, I gotta turn everybody off. There we go. Whew. Technology. So we don't have two of our other players that we really are missing, and we want to make sure that they are involved. So we're kind of just doing a game. Talk about the state of the game, I guess, right? I guess, and stuff like that.
We can't call it a State of the Union. That's already on Teams now.
It's state of the game, I guess. State of the play, and things like that, and just have a good chat. I hope you guys are around to join us and hang out with us. If not, I get it. It's boring. I would like I'm out as well. But these kids are awesome this way, and I want to make sure that they. I want to hang out with them. I guess that's my big point, right? I want to hang out with them. So
we want to hang out with Dad.
And apparently, all three of them finally got the things that I've been waiting for them to finally get.
Ready.
Ready? One,
ready.
3.
I
am so gonna smack you, Markham. I'm so gonna smack. I'm gonna
ruin everything.
Colleen, hey, hon, I'm going to Florida this week. Yeah, the Panhandle. Yeah, I'll be gone 16 hours.
See, Soki, this is how you get Dad to come visit you. You grab a pot holder instead of his book.
No, see, I don't have to do that because I'm gonna go see Dad in like a few months for my birthday.
And I got him coming to me next week. Boom.
And
why is the pot holder so small?
Naz is coming down to Florida.
Naz is coming to State of the Fellowship. Oh, I like that, Born Stellar. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
But Naz is also coming to visit me in the United States, or visit here in the United States, and I'm going to drive up and say hello to them. I'm going to be a very French accent kind of person when I meet them, just to irritate them, because that's how we show our love. I don't know. Anyways. So you guys got the books. What do you guys think of the heart? Now that you don't have to worry about PDFs, like, okay, hold on, keyword, shit. Okay, hold on.
It's so much easier.
Oh my gosh.
Put bookmarks in and save all the spots I need.
The chapters, like.
Also, I've been shopping, which is why I suggested a shopping episode.
Of course you were.
The abilities. Like. I don't want to mark it up because it's so pretty, but like I'm gonna need stickers, or the peel off stickers because.
Just do like I do, collect business cards and use them as little bookmarks.
Or here's a really novel idea, kids. You can go to the fabric store, buy yourself some fabric glue and some strips of, like these things.
Oh yeah, like the little ribbon
things, and make your own ribbons and stick them in as many times as you like. You can do this as often as you like to get as many ribbons in as you like.
This book will become a vlog. Are you kidding me?
It was interesting. In Markham's TikTok, they were like, "Hey, this is such a thick book." It wasn't really. It's only 300 and some odd pages. What makes it such a big book, like thick book, is that my printer upsized us from 50-pound paper to 75-pound paper, so it makes it so much thicker, which makes the pages better, right?
That makes sense. I was like,
so.
But like little D&D handbook, Legends of Kralis handbook.
Oh, that's also like.
Yeah, but also
that's after edition. This is the first.
Put those together.
First of its kind.
Mark, and put those together. I just want to point this out for anybody who's watching. No, put them literally together.
Push them together.
Push them together. So if you'll notice that on Legends of Kralis, all the chapters are marked out. They're marked out. So you know what chapter you're turning to. You don't have to go, wait, I'm almost there. Right? So.
I like that so much.
Ooh, weapon table.
Makes the brain buzz go happiness.
And if you actually, and since you guys don't need it because you guys have got the PDF, anybody who actually goes and buys them on the drive-through get the PDF for free.
Ooh.
So,
That's
anyways,
the one that I can mark up with
How
highlighters
much
and
do
stuff
these
and
go
not
for?
feel guilty about.
say again.
How much do these go for?
So the hardbacks that you guys have are $24.99.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I need to get my acrylics back on so I can do Legend of Kralis ASMR.
Oh God, don't do ASMR. Oh, no. I am anti-ASMR because it's the ASMR that I'm not. You know, it's like ASMR for everybody else is like, no, chalkboard, stop it.
Yeah. What about dice
I like the
clicking?
clickies. The clickies.
Okay, if you want to. That's weird, Mark. So,
Like
state of the game.
rustling of
You
the
guys,
pages of this.
yeah. Have you smelt the book though? Smelt the book.
I licked it. That was mine.
It's got that smooth belt,
Yeah.
smooth
New
book smell.
book smell.
I've
So
licked it, therefore it's mine.
I don't know if Naz is actually listening, and if they are, this will be cool for them. If they're not, you guys can tease them until then. So getting their book to them, and I'm hoping it'll get here before. I'm actually going to take their books to them when they're here in the United States.
Hand delivered.
Hand delivered.
Jealous.
Wow. Probably
I didn't
even
get it.
signed.
What? You didn't sign ours.
Well, of course not, because it went from
And
the
delivered?
publisher straight to you guys. So,
Oh, okay.
you know, bring your book with you, Selkie. I'll sign it with all love.
Hell
no
yeah.
bad.
Hell yeah.
Look, Mark,
And it'll be
they're
worth
like,
$1 million
whatever.
soon.
I wish. No, I doubt it. I doubt
What?
it. Look, I am just a
Sorry.
small. I
got lost in
am.
the void ships.
I am a small. You know, Tolarius Gaming and Publishing is a small, independent game producer of a specific game. I am.
Oh,
so
we got
small.
rated. Hi, Raiders.
I am so small.
Hi.
Oh wait, who? We're getting rated?
We got rated. Hi,
Hello,
Sargata.
Raiders.
Thank
Hello,
you for
Nubot.
Level up!
We're talking
level up.
about the book.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And
you
we-
guys. We were
We're
supposed to have a
chatting.
game tonight, but we're just chatting because two of our players need a mental health day, and we're going to give that to them because we love them. We want them to be where they're at. So we appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you so much for the raid. But we're just talking about Legends of Kralis and the state of the Fellowship and where everybody is and some of the fun things that we've done and some of the horrific things like gravity bombing a back of a ship.
Wait. Okay.
It's gonna be
You're
a
never gonna
moment that
live that
goes down in
You are
history.
so never gonna
It's
live that
so
down.
oh, it's a beautiful
But-
moment.
But from that moment, we learned to fully read whatever we were doing.
This is true. This is true. You just, I think what you did is you're like, look, gravity drop. I can do that now. Boom. This is what it does. Wait, that's
Yeah,
not
'cause
what I
I was
wanted.
just-
Oh my God.
I was
Oh,
just thinking he was just going to be stuck to the floor.
right.
I didn't think
I
the
was
floor
still
gonna stick to
anticipating.
that floor and that floor to the bottom.
Well, you were in
I
an
was still
airship.
anticipating.
I mean, what do? You're in an airship, and you're gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna make everything. Okay, so even if it was just on the demon itself, and you made the demon way much more than that, it's still gonna fall through the floor of the ship because you were on the bottom part. I mean, you guys just.
It was a fun, 10,000 foot drop.
No, it was a
watching our
15,000.
fellow
It was a
It was a
15,000
15,000.
foot drop.
I was still anticipating this is what's gonna happen. Are you sure you want to do this? And then it's like, no, everyone, catch yourself. You're now falling.
What?
Catch
All
yourself,
of our fellow
go.
passengers just fell to their deaths on that floor.
Yeah,
I
how
can't
right, and all
remember
the
the amount
animals.
of
I mean,
bodies.
literally, you guys. I allowed you
Yeah,
guys to
the
kind of figure out what you were
animals,
doing, but I think the one that's, I don't know, who had the best save their own ass on that one. I don't know. Markham's is the one that keeps coming to my memory the most often because he's like, can I last second, can I
Time it?
Can I time it to jump into that shadow of the tree that's
That was
way out
because-
there?
I was reading the rules, and it said you have to be 50 feet
Per
away
mic.
from your target. So I had to
My
wait
mic?
until I was 50
Yeah, I think your mic
My
is
love?
fuzzy as well,
impact before I could shadow jump to the nearest shadow under a tree. I was like, 15,000 feet. That's some high velocity right there. I'm like, okay, I think I'm 50 feet from the ground.
Oh, I
right
hate
now.
doing this. Hold on, Selkie. Oh yeah, you're turned up
And
way
you've got
loud.
to, like, use
Oh,
magic
no, I'm so sorry.
or, like, your
No, I had you
spectral
turn
Well,
glorious
Okay.
twins.
I'm sorry to our
I mean,
listeners.
You had Sirith, you
What?
know, just
Were we muted?
flop.
No,
No.
I was really loud.
Oh. Oh, it's
Same
not
with,
your mic, so.
same with Nico over there.
I'm generally loud, but
Oh.
you know, like.
Thank you for letting us know that, Sargana.
Yes, thank you.
So that's what I'm saying. I think Markham's rescue of his own ass is the one that comes to me the most. I think didn't you have wings sprout out?
Yeah, I
Selk?
got
I'm-
finally blessed by Lear, and she was like, "Have
Yep.
some wings."
I
Fly
think
down.
I'd have to give it to Self because it wasn't the first time you prayed. But as you fell, all I can just imagine is, please God, don't let me die. Please God, don't let me die. I mean,
I don't
while
even
you're
think-
on Luna, because I sent Luna to you, and
Yep.
you're just like, we're gonna fly together and look like a badass. Like you stole my wolf from me and made a badass pose.
And I think the funny part about it is that it wasn't even like, it wasn't even Bajra's wings. It was something on her that had wings, that had.
Oh,
blue-
yeah.
And you
on
know,
there.
and here's the sad part. There's still some child out there that found this on the road someplace. There are probably pioneers. They found this really messed up looking teddy bear that is like just waiting. It's like a horror movie. Like the mom and dad, they all make a plantation and the bear comes to life and the little kid's like, the bear's alive. Mom and dad are like, stop it. What are you talking about? And they all die except for the little girl and the bear. Because the bear's the mom.
Horrifying.
You guys,
Wait, wasn't it in her room
There.
though? So was
He's
found
there.
by the next person to inhabit the cabin?
don't ruin my fantasy on that.
Okay, fine.
Hey, so I'm curious, okay, because I doubt that we got lucky and that everybody who was together would just happen to fall at the same time. Like, was there any couples that were just split up at the moment? Someone was in the
You know
room,
what?
and then
I'm not
lost.
gonna. This is kind of like a Titanic moment.
Oh, this is definitely a Titanic moment.
I
There was
mean,
definitely the
seriously.
old couple who died.
Right,
and their
exactly.
families together.
Someone's like, "Hey, jump on this door. We can float."
There's not enough room.
There's not enough
Parasail
room.
down.
Just you. I want to believe there's like someone else in that crowd that actually survived, and we just didn't see that someone else survived. So
there
we
was
look like
probably
jackasses
survivors.
who blast a hole through the ground, stuck a bunch of people down, and then leave without checking to help anyone.
You know what is
And we
good
just
in
have
our
someone there
favor
that
about it,
hates
though?
us for it.
You know what's good about it in our favor though is that this was after the first stop where all of like the politicians who were
Got
on like
off.
the maiden voyage got off.
Right. So,
Yeah.
just for those that are actually viewing us, this is Legends of the Kratos. It's a D100 TTRPG
Oh, yeah,
system. That is a classless system that allows you to literally. I'm going to say it, and then they can either deny or confirm that you can build whatever
Deny.
you want based off of the core 15 species that are in the book, and then there's a whole bunch of other species that are on the website that you can build, and you can build it however you want to. You can change from being a drug smuggling 17-year-old Rakas thief to become a semi paladin demigod of one of the goddesses of the world. Or you can become a multi-armed, spell-wielding, phase wolf riding badass. Or you can become Elon.
Elon.
How dare you? How dare you?
They
Ellen
st-
transcends into Elon whenever
Elon.
he's
No.
like, I understand you're all
No.
mourning of your great ancestral totem.
Oh fuck! I did.
However,
didn't I?
where's my money?
Right, exactly.
I did. Oh,
He did
fuck.
that,
That's
right?
Elon.
Exactly. Look,
That's
I
Elon
understand we
talking.
just destroyed that, but where's my money? Right? That's so Elon.
That's Elon talking.
That's Elon.
You poor
not
people!
Ellen.
I'm sorry about your tragedy. By the way, you owe me a bunch of money.
So they started in the Megatropolis. It's probably the only best description that I can give it of Dota Shiva, and we actually started with Nico, Markham, and Selkie, and then Tiger,
Tipsy Tiger.
Tipsy
Lily.
Tiger,
Tipsy Tiger.
who at some point schedules got mixed up and they had to leave, and then we ended up getting Sirith, who is played by Mossman at one point, and then we inherited, dragged in, pulled in, screaming. I don't know. They decided to join
Abducted.
Team Chaos. We abducted them. Naz, and over the years. So Naz has kind of been learning
That was my
about
fault.
learning about the tragic criminal history of these characters. They are now. You guys are all what, rank 26?
I think
Yeah.
I'm still 25.
I am 26.
I am 26.
I'm
How did we
25.
pass Bajra?
Well, because
took it.
Bajra's
Because
got some badass
you took a
abilities.
fuck ton of boosts.
I got a lot of cool abilities though.
You were way ahead of us, and you're like, I'm gonna take a bunch of abilities, and we're like, bare minimum, please. Bare minimum, please, bare minimum, please.
I didn't take like overload abilities. I improved upon the abilities that I had.
I do have to say
That
this.
were very-
Selkie's character description of Bajra has been a GM's delight because she's given me so many ways to play around with Bajra and give her emotional damage, and she's asked for it. Don't say that she's been like this. No, she's like, hit me with whatever you got.
Do it.
She has been a almost pure vampire, a damn fear. She's been infected. She's become a wanted, disgraced
Yep.
princess of one of the major nations. She is now she is what's what in the world of Kralis and Telarius game the Legends of Kralis is what's called a deified hero. She's on her way to becoming a demigod. She knows this, and it's been a lot of plot driven, and I've been trying to pull everybody else in. The only one to give me any ammunition for a long time has been Bajra Ahote
It's true.
Markham.
I came fully equipped, and I was actually okay. So for our friendly viewers, this is my first ever experience with TTRPGs. Period. I started playing Legend of Kralis before I started playing D&D. Let's get that one out there. So, whenever I was making Bajra, I was coming to Telarius constantly of like, what if I did this? Can I do this? How would this work? How does this, like, what goes on here? Like, can this fit in here? Or what can... I was asking questions about the culture, everything. He gave me the fucking dictionary and I started learning how to speak Rakish.
Rakish.
And then... how to speak Rakish.
Well, which is awesome, which I love. And we have to plan our conversations, right? Especially if we're going to do Rakish, because you're going to ask a question, I have to respond in Rakish, and then we have to do a translation. And it's difficult because it's not a hard language to learn. It's just there's so much of it. And then Ellen, which is Markham, has got the actual dictionary lexicon for Sean, which is that. And I almost done with Iklan for you for the series. So it's been interesting. And Markham was the first time we've ever used. The first time he actually did it. He did a really awesome moment.
So fluid. Oh,
and it was
beautiful.
so fluid when he used Korshan, and it just blew me away because I was like, oh my god, someone's actually speaking a language that I wrote, that I put together, and they're actually doing it the way I hit it in my head, and that just, I've got that video saved just forever.
Me too. I'm
It was
very proud of
amazing.
that moment. I
That was
worked
beautiful.
for a week to make sure I got it right because I wanted it to be perfect the first go through.
No, it was
Yeah,
more than perfect. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Sel.
I didn't do nearly as much of like the pronunciation of it. I was so focused on the grammatical structure and which words go where and how to arrange it and how to, because you got like Rakish is very like it's a lot of add-ons to words.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of suffixes, you got a lot of prefixes, and they all get little apostrophes, and you got to smush them together to make a word or concept.
Right. I think it's.
So-
I think Rakish is VOS instead of SOV, which is most languages, which is subject, object, verb. I think Rakish is.
It changes on depending on formality.
Right, on formality, right? But it's mostly VOS, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
VOS. So they're ranked 26. They have been through everything, and now they're trying to prevent literally the destruction of Bajra and most of the Rakisha's homelands, Garozaks. Um,
And possibly even the entirety of Kralos. Just
and not just the entirety of Kralis, potentially the entire Omniverse. I haven't.
We need to kill this fucking thing.
I don't know
The
if you guys are
scale
going to be
is
able
gonna
to.
be
Well, the thing is this: is
insane.
you've got so most people have one BBEG. I've got 4, and they're
Yeah.
all working together.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that ends up. Towards I don't know when this campaign's going to end. And don't get me wrong, I don't want it to end, but I'm very excited to begin writing the well-inspired One Piece campaign that will be taking place in the Void. So I'm
Space
excited
pirates.
to say that, but yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Space
But
pirates.
what they don't know is that there's a possibility that this campaign will end up in the Void as well.
We haven't gone to the void.
No.
just know
I
that
mean,
I'm-
technically, we're most of the way to affording our own voyage ship right now.
Yeah. Sneeko, what were you saying?
Just that all I know is that I'm going to remake Zorro, and he's gonna have a sense of direction.
Direction.
Well, in
That's
that
funny.
case, I will have to make Wesley.
Oh my goodness!
I haven't seen it. I don't know what's happening.
You haven't seen the princess? Okay. On second thought, I'm leaving. I'm good.
Wait, you've never seen The Princess Bride?
No, okay, I have seen The Princess Bride, but
You were
I was
stuck on-
very
What
thrown
did you say you
off.
haven't?
No, I've seen the. Okay, to be fair,
So
with my,
you
with
you
my
threw her
inability
you
to-
threw her with the whole One Piece and Wesley,
Yeah,
and she
we were
didn't put those
talking-
two together. You're talking
we
two
were-
different
yeah.
genre things there. So.
Yeah, we were talking space pirates, and all of a sudden you're talking Princess Bride. I was very thrown off. But no,
Well,
to be
you
fair
said
with my.
Zorro.
No, not Zorro. Not Zorro the Masked Fighter Zorro.
No.
Oh,
Markham.
Okay.
Markham is our
Mark.
resident. Markham is our resident. I am innocent until proven guilty, and we love them for that. But it's interesting. We'll say something, and you're like, "Yeah," and we're like, "No, that's not how that
No,
works."
Markham.
What do you mean? And
No,
and
it
Selkie and I are like, "Markham, stop, Markham,
Markham.
Markham. We
No.
love you. Please stop, please."
You're making it so much harder.
You're making it. And there's been times where Selkie and I have
We're not
actually
good.
had to leave the camera because we're laughing so hard. Because Markham so and absolutely
It's
innocently,
It's
innocently will say something. And Selkie and I, so I have 2 cameras. I have the camera that's facing you guys most of the time. Then I have my the crew camera over here for them. And I'll have a conversation, and I'll just do one of these looks like, "Oh my god." And I'm looking at all of them at that moment, and they're like, "Oh shit, Markham just said that." I'm like, "Please stop, please. You're feeding the fire, and I don't want this. Don't. This is."
And sometimes you just have to sit back and just let it happen. Just watch the world burn in front of you. And then
But
until you
he
just
does
figure
it
yourself out.
Story of my
so
life.
innocently. You do it so innocently. That's why Selkie and I are like,
Oh, boy.
please stop. And then you have Naz. Don't forget about Naz. Love
We
Naz.
love Naz. We love
They
Naz.
That's
are.
somehow even more innocent than me.
Well, no, it's because of her autistic values. Black and white is only what she gets, right? They only really get black and white a lot. So if I go stray off, they'll sit there and go, "I don't get it," and then Markham will try to explain it, and then we listen to Markham trying to explain to Naz, and Selkie and I are going, "No, that's not how this works," and then Nico's over there going, "Just let him go, just let him go, just let him go." So, they
Well,
are.
Naz at least goes, "Oh, okay, that makes sense when I explain it, even if it's wrong."
Oh.
Yeah, and then me and Solaris are the ones who are like, okay, so actually,
This is what this word
Yeah,
really
it's-
means.
This is what this. Yeah,
You
don't
guys would have
don't
gotten
look
a good
up.
kick out. It was high school.
So there was a plot point, and I want to actually talk about your characters, but I think this is funny. This actually explains Naz a lot. We were talking about plot points, right? I don't set a plot like they have to go X and then Y and then Z. I've got these different plot points, and they're all happening. And if they don't reach one, it continues to happen, and it happens. And this is where Nico's this is where Nico comes in. So they were on their way to go to this particular country for both the Tajahu, which would be Sirith and Markham and Mossman's characters. And they were supposed to go there. They were on their way. They were going to get there. And they had to end up fighting a couple demons on this airship because I'm just trying to get them some merit and stuff like that, get them used to the ideas of demons. Nico goes, I gravity drop on them. I'm like, have you read that spell? Yes, it. Oh, shit. That's correct. He caused everything in a particular radius, a 20-foot radius, so that's 40 foot of diameter, to become 150%. Yeah, and you critted it. 150% heavier than what it was originally. So that means that this airship, which is built from a tough wood but a light wood, so it will fly, it just becomes heavy. And then he makes the demon even heavier, and then everything around it becomes heavier. So you got this C-130, and its back end just goes.
Yeah.
So at that point, that's when Naz comes in the next episode, and I'm like, yeah, we were doing fine until you crossed the streams. And she goes, what do you mean? I'm like, cross the streams. You don't cross the streams. They're like, I don't understand. What do you mean cross the? They go and look up cross the streams.
Don't look up cross the streams.
Don't look up cross the
look it
streams in the book in the dictionary because it's not what I meant. And she goes, that's gross. And I'm like, what? No, Ghostbusters cross the streams. You don't cross the streams for plots. And that's not what I understood it to. Oh, Naz, I love you. You're so innocent.
We love that.
So that's where we ended up. And so now we are actually in Nathak, which is another nation of the Rockies, much further north of where Garozax is.
I dodged a bullet on that one.
Which one?
I thought it meant what Naz had looked up as well at first.
Oh my god.
Oh no. No.
I just kept quiet until you said the Q word of
I'm gonna say the most controversial
oh.
shit ever. I've never seen Ghostbusters, and I understand that crossing the streams is a Ghostbusters reference.
That's impressive.
So
I've
for
never
those
seen
of
the
you,
whole thing.
so
I need to actually watch the whole thing.
So for those of you who are still with us and watching us, and I hope you're enjoying this, age-wise, I am literally nerd dad. I am able to be literally all these players' dads. That's how old I am, even though I don't look it.
No, he doesn't.
I'm handsome.
He told us his age, and I said he was lying.
Right? But
I still think he is. He just nat 20'd on his or he critted. He out-won
I out-won it.
Yeah.
DNA.
If you were an original vampire, you wouldn't look a day over 300.
No, I'm a Highlander motherfucker. There can only be one.
Oh damn, get him! I don't understand this reference, but okay, get him.
See, so when we talk about these references, right, I give them homework. I'm like, that's homework. You need to understand these cultural references, right? And they're like, okay, homework. So we have there's been times where we haven't played. We'll go watch a movie together. I get the references now, right? It's kind of like, it's.
Hilarious showed me Godzilla for the first time.
Yeah, that.
So here's another question. Here's a real question I have for you, Selkie. Have you ever seen the Never Ending Story?
Nope.
So you don't know the heartbreak of a generation of Artax? Is it Artax?
Let's put it like this: Never-ending Story. The one with the what's his face?
What's going on?
Artax, yeah, Artax. Artax dies. You've never seen this? That movie fucked up a generation of kids with that scene.
Oh, no.
Right? No, right? You get it, Stargana? Right. When you get to a certain age, you have cultural references, and you use those in your GMing. And you're like, and it looks like this, but don't. And they all look at you like, I don't get it. What? You're like, oh my god.
The moment that hit for me is the moment that Hilarious actually cut game short because I hadn't seen Stranger Things.
Oh! I'm like, we're done for the night. We're gonna go watch Stranger Things, right? In the mid, right?
We really streamed for like 2 hours, and it's like the Upside Down. And I'm like, the what?
Oh yeah, that was.
To be fair,
That was when my
the
baby got
following week,
taken.
I watched all 4 seasons. I'm caught up now. I'm educated. But
Slightly.
yeah, there's a collection of classic 90s 80s movies.
Classic.
Never-ending-
What?
Whatever.
They're not
The ones that
classics.
everyone's no classic in the sense of like everyone's seen them. Like, oh my
Oh,
god,
okay.
this is my childhood.
Oh my
whatever.
god.
I'm not
Gonna make me old
relax.
again.
Relax.
This is coming
It's
from
the
the one
ne-
who called me a boomer.
I called you a boomer once. And that's because you have like 30 tabs open.
Because I was doing research. I still got. See, you should see this. I can scroll back and forth on my tabs.
My god, why can you scroll on your tabs? Anyhow, the Never-Ending Story, the one with that one musician whose name is escaping me.
The one with that one.
Jareth.
Are you talking about Labyrinth with
Yes,
David
Labyrinth.
Bowie? That's not the
Yes.
never-ending story. That's
No,
Labyrinth.
I know, I'm aware, but
Okay.
that kind of that time period of movies of the Never-Ending Story, Labyrinth. There's one other one. Haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen Labyrinth.
And this is what I'm working with, folks. I give cultural references and they go, huh?
Heh,
Watch the Thor.
maybe.
Legend's a good
no,
one.
No, I've seen Legend is the one that you showed me,
Legend's
right?
good.
The short one. The short one with the devil.
Well, yeah, that's
You
with Tim Curry as the devil.
Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
one. See, that's another one Hilarious told me. That was the one's homework. Yeah, I've seen that one. I am now educated in that one, so we're good there.
She's
And
got
I
a
tried-
list. She's got a list
I-
that's like 3 pages long.
I have an ever-growing list.
You ever see
And-
that? You ever see the MCU when Captain America is writing down things he needs to watch?
Yeah, that's me.
That's Selkie. And then Naz.
That's me. That's me.
Tim Curry is the best. I love Tim Curry.
He's great.
Curry's great.
So let's talk
And
about
then
your
I tried
characters.
to pull the thing that reason why you showed me Legend is because to bring it back to Legend Grayless is because you made a very strong reference to, making deals with demons and
Oh, right,
all this
right,
kind of
right.
stuff with Vajra. And so
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I'm going to attempt to do what happened in Legend. And it was like, no,
No.
you don't do that.
Stop
You
it.
silly goose. Silly goose. You don't get to do
Look,
that.
look. This is a cultural reference. There's an old rap song that says, "Silly girl, you're just a squirrel in my world, trying to get a
What?
nut."
Wow.
But-
You don't. Oh my gosh. Well, I actually have to ask. Anybody else know that reference?
Not off the top of my head. I'm
Oh
gonna need a
my.
melody.
Oh my god. I'm so.
I wasn't listening. What was the reference? Sorry, I got a little
Markham,
bit.
you don't
engrossed in
listen to
your book
rap.
again.
You like
Silly
you're
girl,
so
you remind me
appreciative
of a squirrel.
If it's rap, then I wouldn't know. I grew up on VeggieTales.
I mean,
All
so
right.
did I.
All I'm
I
gonna
know
say is
all
this.
that.
So
All
did
I'm gonna.
I.
I'm gonna. I don't know if you guys are gonna have to turn. Here's what I'll do. I'll do this. Oh my god. I love you. This is why I am your nerd dad, because I know things that you should
Nerd dad.
know. You should know these things. You should just know these things because they're culturally important.
A lyric off the top of my head, I can't remember, but if I know the melody,
Your dad has also exposed me to Predator, the Predator series.
Yes.
I can't believe you never. Have you watched Alien yet?
Have I seen Alien?
Yeah.
No.
You have it.
Okay, to be fair, I have.
There's
Okay,
no to be
I,
fair. No, there's no
I
to be fair.
understand. I understand that Alien is pure horror because I had to use Alien against an argument against Markham, who said that Jurassic Park was horror. I
This
said,
is
no.
true. Markham thought that Tyrannosaurus Rex, that Jurassic Park itself was considered horror. And I'm like, no,
No.
that is not horror.
I understand. Alien is one of those
Is it called
movies
by
that
its
it has
thriller?
been explained to me, and it has been explained to me, and it has been.
Okay, hold on. Here's the rhythm.
Ooh.
Why does it sound familiar?
So it's basically he's caught his girlfriend and this other guy walking in the rain, and she's kind of like cheating on him, right? And here's where all this comes to head, because this is where I'm from the 80s, right? All right.
You gotta get on out of here with that alley cat coat wearing, hunch puppy shoe wearing, crumb cake I saw you with. Cause you dismissed. That's right. Silly rabbit tricks are made for kids. Did you know that? You without me like cornflake without the milk. It's my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Now get on out here.
That's so aggressively.
They're like the coffee
Rap has
without the
come so
milk.
far since
Just sound like the cornflakes without the milk. Silly rabbit, don't you know tricks were made for kids? Get yourself out of here. You're dismissed.
I love 80s rap. They're just
Yeah,
they're
it's
just
so
great.
good. It's
I
good.
haven't
So,
seen the sequel to Alien yet, Bornstellar. I need to do that.
oh my God,
It's just been...
I.
Alien's my sister's series. She loves that.
Well,
series.
okay, all right. So
like
I need to
first
stop
one
you right
and
now. I
two.
need to just. What are you doing tomorrow night?
Tomorrow I'll be at work.
Tomorrow night?
I work till 11
Wh-
p.m. my time.
Okay, so that's only 9 p.m. my time. I need to get you started on Aliens. Start with Alien, then Aliens, then Aliens
Oh, I've seen
3,
Alien.
and then all this
I've
other
seen the
stuff.
sequels.
The sequels
I've
are
seen Alien a few
awesome.
times. I just haven't seen the sequels.
I mean,
I
so
hate
so
the
this
sequels.
is why this is. We're supposed to be talking about Legends of Kratos and characters.
I don't watch the sequels.
But yeah, Prometheus. But here's the thing: whenever I say game over, man, game over. That should be like, oh my God, I know where that's coming from. Not like I don't know what you're talking about. Game over, man. Game over.
Game over.
Yeah, I got nothing
We
for you.
have me.
Sorry.
I'm so gonna we just need to do like a 24-hour movie marathon.
Yep.
Yes.
So my list is expansive. The only other one that I can think of off the top of my head that people get mad at me for, that doesn't make me ever want to watch it, period, but people get mad at me for it anyways, is Forrest Gump. Never seen Forrest Gump.
You totally know that.
Life's like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're
Like-
gonna get.
Like, I used to live next to Universal Studios. I frequented a Bubba Gump's. I get it.
As I was running, something just like snapped up and bit me in my butt. Talks.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, you got legs.
Forrest Gump,
One day I got a letter from.
Seattle, and You've Got Mail, the three most, and Star Wars, the four most quoted movies by my parents growing up.
One day I got a letter from Lieutenant Dan. He said he took some of our money, invested in a fruit company. He said we didn't have to worry about any money anymore. I said that was a good thing. It was Apple. He invested in Apple.
Yep.
Oh no! Oh,
Did
I
you
didn't realize that.
never realize?
Baby.
My mom was approached by Oakley in the 80s and asked if she would like to invest. And she said, no one's going to buy sunglasses. It's not a good business model.
Now
And
people
to
are
this day, I'm
literally
like,
putting
Mom,
$200.
Isn't your mom
Hold on,
Floridian?
Oakley?
All right,
Yes.
so let's
What? That
let's
was her
do
voice.
this.
Like, I live in Florida and I don't buy sunglasses.
Benjamin Button I have seen, Bornstellar. I am proud of myself. I have seen Benjamin Button. I watched it for a film class. I had to study it in depth.
Benjamin Button is a really good movie. It really
It
is.
is a
All right,
very
but
great
let's talk characters, and hopefully
Yes.
our audience, who's ever out there, will ask some questions about Legends of Kratos and you guys as characters.
Absolutely.
So let's
Any
go
of
ahead
our
and
viewers are welcome to. I don't think we established that our viewers can ask us questions.
yeah, you can always ask
Oh, yeah.
questions. Are you kidding me?
We're watching
All
chat,
of
so if
us.
you have questions, go for it.
So
Either one of us, all
Markham
of us.
is playing Ellen, who's no longer of a house.
No.
Who's a Taja?
He's just Ellie Belly Boy.
who's a
No.
Taja Who. Our resident,
His evil twin calls him that.
right?
I'm just kidding.
Our resident military folk up above me, or it's above me, but over there. Nico is playing a Hote, which is he's in a series, which is a four-armed species that is pretty awesome. Then we have Bajra, who is playing a Rakas, who is, I don't know. We've got a picture of I've got an actual 3D picture of what we agree on that Bajra looks like, and she's hot.
She's hot, but
She's
it's
hot.
questionable to say because she's 17.
Yeah, but
hot.
that's like
You're a kid.
middle age for Rakas, so
Hey,
you know it's
it's
not like
been
she's a
years.
Middle
kid.
age for Rakas.
We've
But-
all had birthdays, okay?
Yeah,
She's 18
so
now.
She's 18 now.
I,
I mean,
I made
she's
my
hot.
character like 60 something, so
Yeah, but
Well,
that's like young age
Joke's
for
on
you.
you. Bajra has the ability that she's too angry to age.
Right. She's an immortal now, and so is
She's-
Nico. Nico's immortal
She's
now, right?
Yeah.
Too angry to die.
So let's just talk about your guys' characters. So who would like to go first, or do you want me to choose?
Or just based on what?
I don't know. It's just
let's
based off
go
of conversation.
alphabetically.
Bajra.
Of what?
That would be Bajra.
Bajra.
Actually,
No,
no.
that'd be
That would be a
Hote.
Hote.
Both first and
It's
last
like,
name.
I snuck out of this. Oh, fuck.
So let's talk about a Hote.
Oh.
Let's talk about what you thought about a Hote and why you chose in a series and why you chose to do what you did. Don't make it too long, because I get bored easily.
Okay,
Where he started, where he is.
Nico, Ahote, strong.
Okay, don't do Naz. Come on, that's Naz's gig, not yours. Don't make them come hurt you.
Okay. No,
She will. I mean, she'll put on her heels and her 3-inch platform heels and come down and kick you in the butt because she's that powerful.
who said I wouldn't like that?
Whoa.
Whoa!
Ayo. You can't flirt with Naz when she's not
Yeah,
here.
you can't flirt with Naz when they're not here. That's not fair. That's...
Wait.
But understand. So the reason, okay, I have to say this. The reason why we're actually teasing Naz is because Naz is really they're only 5'3", right? And they are this powerhouse little framed individual. I
They
mean,
did a fucking Iron Man.
they did
a
an
couple weeks
Iron
ago.
Man a couple weeks ago, right? So
They're powerful as hell.
they're very powerful. But she don't make me come down there and kick your butt. And we all laugh like, all we have to do is put our arm out on your forehead, and you can swing all day long.
We all, but we also know that Naz can give as good as she can take. So
She can. Well, to a point, and then it's like, then she's like, because it's no longer in black and white. She's like, I don't know if you're actually mad or if I should actually say anything. So I'm just gonna say.
oh
it, be
yeah, she
quiet.
does do the clarifying.
no.
This is all joking, or this is all said with
This is
love.
joking, right? We're all joking. We're all good. This is joking, right? Oh, poor Naz. Anyways, go ahead.
She's very cute.
Oh, that was an interesting night.
Mm-hmm.
And she went completely quiet because we weren't sure.
She wasn't sure. I felt.
But
bad.
so I chose a Hote. Honestly, the only reason that I looked at the series is because they had 4 arms. That's what made me look at them initially.
So were you just
So what?
flipping through the PDF and go 4 arms and I'm done?
So no. So I started off skimming through, and I was just like, okay, who looks like who? So then I ended up jumping between the Osiris, the trolls, the Siliths, and the what is Bajra's fake mom's friend that we rescued from the jail that I can't think
The
of.
Bahul?
The
Yes, the
Bahul?
Bahul. So I was jumping
That was a
through there.
journey to go on.
Thank you for riding with me.
Huh?
You met me at the destination. That's all that matters. I was going back between both of them, and then I started actually reading through them and going through them to see what all they had. And then I put on my own personal. Like, okay, well, if it was me, like, which one of these better fits me. I put my own little personality in there, and the series is what spoke out to me. One, because they were able to literally wear their heart on their sleeves. So the series have bands that are called Wantakas. Uh, yeah, Wanataka,
Wanataka.
and they're bands that literally run down through their arms, on their legs, and everything, kind of like the Avatar state. Except it shows what they're feeling. So each color represents a different mood that they're feeling.
Because the
And
series can't emote normally, right? And what's interesting about a series, and I think you skipped over. I don't know if you knew this, so I'm gonna just let you know that a series don't give live births.
yeah, they lay eggs.
They don't lay eggs. They deliver an egg. The feminine part of the species um, delivers an egg, and then it sits around for a year and is tended by other people while they develop, which is interesting. So they've got actually like their belly. Have you ever seen uh, this, I want to say Deep Space Nine, the Trill, right? Or even better, Stargate, when they have right, they have the oh, I can't think of their names now. The children of oh my God, someone help me! My brain just shut off. Anyways, their belly actually splits open into a four-way pouch that's inside, and that's where the females deliver their eggs, which is
No.
an interesting concept. Yeah, they don't sit down like a chicken and poop it out.
Honestly, I never even imagined like how it happened. I just read, and everything that they usually end up laying the eggs, and then the eggs are given to the males to kind of like look after, kind of like the same way penguins are in a sense.
Yes.
And
Penguins.
then while they're being raised, everyone takes a turn in handing them out, and then those that like don't have like actual parents are literally passed around like they're if they're in a foster care system. They're literally passed around for other people to have a hand in.
That's a bad analogy, my man. They pass around like
I'm sorry.
like the foster care system. That is not cool. Oh my
I'm
God!
sorry.
You owe the internet an apology.
I'm sorry.
Oh God.
For those who.
Christmas.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
No. I can't. Oh my God.
Yes. So yeah, it's wild how they're raised, but when they're raised, a series are usually raised as one of four types. They're raised as either elders who are supposed to be like you're going to be end up taking charge of this tribe or whatever. You're going to be the politician essentially. You have your healers, and you have your priests who would be your match casters and everything normally. And then there's another one that I can't think of right now.
Yeah, they basically have like
Yeah.
it's based off the caste system, their society, but it's not like you're stuck there, right? It's like you can move, but they have people that are. They take the people that have a natural tendency for doing something and they put them towards that particular movement, right? Whatever they're doing. So, all right.
Now, although I haven't given as much backstory as Stealthy.
I've got pages. I got a book.
I'm not the one to compare to when it comes to backstory. I'm not the one.
Look, remember,
You just can't.
Selkie is a theater child,
That is true.
so they wrote.
I like character work.
Wait,
Okay.
I like doing character
How about
work.
this? I know that I haven't changed species 2 or 3 times. Like Bajra.
well, Bajra's never changed species.
I've never changed species.
We just, Rakash the vampire and the vampire to
No,
Jimmy
she was
Gosh.
she wasn't a vampire. It's not like she became a
I
Rak-
became Blade.
She became a vampire Rakash. She's not like she became a vampire. She just got infected and then yeah.
Had 4
it's
tusks
not like
at one
she's
time. That was
it's not
amazing.
she's not changed species. She's been mutated into different
It's
things.
great. It's the most ferocious saber tooth.
It sounds to me like you're jealous. Yeah, I think it sounds
It
to me like
wasn't
you're
great
jealous.
to me. Wasn't very
No,
good.
I'm not actually. I'm actually very proud of Ahote because although it hasn't, I like to compare myself even if there's a lot to compare to. At least lets me see, okay, cool, how am I doing in retrospect to the grand picture, or that's just how my mind works.
No, I
But
got
You're
you.
doing great, buddy.
Ahote started off like I just wanted him to be. I just wanted him to be cool. That was it. I wanted him to be cool. I wanted him to be known. I wanted everyone to look and be like, "Oh, that's Ahote. He he will help us if we need it. He can do it. He can do whatever." And
And for
then
those-
his
Keep
then
going.
his wolf got taken. Then his companion got taken, and a side of him was shown that he never knew about. One thing I will say, I don't know how many of you who play D&D or who follow us and everything have ever like tried to roll on your own and see how well you attune to your player. But every single one of us so far, I've seen there are moments where when we attune to our player, the dice are ours for what we choose.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because when Luna got taken, I critted 13 times. Um,
When Var gets in trouble, Ellen goes ape shit, and I'm like, wow, these rolls are
Like-
good for once.
Mm-hmm.
it works out. But
when
after
it's
that
Vajra,
moment,
he can't do shit.
well, that's because Bajra always beats him up.
He
Vajra
wants
always
to
gets-
protect himself,
Ellen gets-
but he
Ellen
gets
gets knocked
his
out all
heart's
the
not in
time.
it.
Ellen, yeah, Bajra. So just it's interesting. These three players have a very unique character dynamic. The two, Selkie and Nico, play dynamically opposed characters in a sense, but they're brother and sister in a sense of like don't fuck with him. I'm the only one that can fuck with him. I'll fuck you up if you fuck with me, right? Kind of thing. And then you've got poor Markham, who is in literally the middle more often than not, and ends up getting knocked the fuck out by Bajra 9 times out of 10. And now he's like, "What? You guys are fighting? Okay, I'm gonna go do something else."
I'm gonna
I'm
go
also
this
the
way.
smallest and lightest of the group.
You are not the
So I
smallest.
have-
Ahote is 4'11". Don't even.
I am the smallest.
Ahote
Okay,
is the
fine. I'm the
smallest.
second smallest and absolutely the lightest.
I'm pretty sure Sirith has you beat. Sirith is a frail boy.
So, for those of you who are watching,
Ellen,
I am a
his
3D
strength
printer,
is
and
like
so just to
7.
let you know, I'll put this on my phone so you can see. That is the actual height difference between a Tajahu female, and a male Osiris. I don't know if you guys can see that okay. Can you see that okay? I don't know.
Yes,
Better.
they're not that much taller.
Yeah, but you're still taller than Ahote.
Listen, you could be. You're like what, 5'6"?
That's like saying,
Yeah.
What's on your character sheet? You're like 5'6" or something, aren't you?
well, now I gotta pull it up.
I mean,
Why'd you have to make me?
honestly, y'all haven't noticed, but Ahote secretly makes himself levitate, you know, now that he can fly, like, at will. So that way he doesn't seem so small.
He just looks
Oh,
much
he is
shorter ever
5'6".
since he lost Luna, and Luna's not hanging around, so he's not like riding her all the time, so he's not like way up here.
He is 5'6".
Yeah, no.
He's 5'6", 134 pounds. Holy cow, his insanity and reputation are both rather high.
You said
We'll
you're
get into
134
insanity
pounds.
in a little while. So anything else, Ahote? Nico?
Yeah, no. After the moment that he lost Luna, Ahote became more about those who's around him, especially Bajra. That is his sister in Chaos, someone he's always felt like he could relate to in terms of. I know they're going through completely different things, but in terms of mindset and power, and like it's just they match each other. They just do. They just flow.
Yep.
But it's Ahote is now more about protecting his team, his people, his friends, rather than trying to get everybody to like it now.
I'm pretty sure
And-
that Bajra and Ahote are the only ones who have had like, in like, what's the term? What's the official term? Motivation changes.
Yeah.
Changes in their motivation, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're the only two that's had changes in motivation.
No.
Yeah.
Ellen has two.
Ellen has
What?
really.
Really?
That's right. When his house ended up being
Oh.
disassembled,
Really?
he changed his motivation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that's going to really shock you guys is when I asked for a change in your aspect. That's a core motivation.
No,
motivation.
I didn't change the motivation. I did change an aspect.
Was it aspect? I knew it was. It had to be. I thought it was motivation. I could have been aspect, but yeah.
Motivation has always been love. It's just
Oh,
shifted
no.
what he loves most.
it was my aspect that changed, not my motivation. My
Aspect
went from-
aspect is a core change to who your character is. Motivations come and go, right? Like I'm motivated to go steal that car. Hey, I'm motivated to help you. I'm motivated to be a good guy. I'm motivated not to be a good guy. Aspects are like I will die on this hill kind of thing, right?
Yeah, no, my aspect changed from kindness to loyalty.
I love Markham.
Because
Markham
I-
is our mid game eater.
You
Always
can
with that
always hear-
freaking bowl. He's sitting there with his mic going,
He's like, wait a minute.
every time.
No,
I
but
have the noise canceling thing turned
No,
on.
no, you
so,
don't.
you know, remember the time I tried to do
It's not
ASMR with Dice and you're like, I can't hear a thing. And I'm like, it's right here. But when I'm just simply stirring my soup, it's like
No.
on the microphone for some reason. So now I have to consciously be like, crap, they can hear me.
and we hear you slurping too. That's
Yeah, well, I don't know why it picks that up either. Since when is a sound that the human mouth makes? Okay, fair enough.
so Nico is so Markham is our mid game snacker.
I was so waiting for him to walk all the way into it. He did not slow down a bit. He
No, he didn't. He's like, look, there's the door. I'm gonna slam into that motherfucker. Wait, there's a screen door too? Sweet.
I saw the door, saw that it was shut. It wasn't even glass, and I walked in anyhow.
Hi, Dart.
No hesitation, just
Hi,
kept
Dart.
going.
Yeah, no.
Me,
That's
light
partially
bulb.
why Ahote probably didn't actually. It's partially why Ahote didn't really mind, going all out against Bajra's sister. Not that he meant to. It was just kind of like,
Okay, let's
It's
justify your murder, right?
I am protecting
Goodbye, Dart.
my troops, and I didn't have any emotions to emote how I was feeling, so it just came out in a smallest form of rage and
Yeah, I
choose
killed
the
your
ones who
sister.
happen to take it. And three.
Look how he justifies this. Look at this. He's
No,
got three
no,
reasons.
Question.
Three.
Your justification is you were angry, so your temper tantrum was to kill your best friend's sister.
Nope. My justification is that I was one, angry, and two, trying to in a state of protection. So it wasn't I'm going to kill. It was just I'm gonna attack you, and I'm not really trying to hold back because I'd rather protect them. It just so happened that
In a state of protection, you violated your best friend's wishes. The one that was only sent to you.
And here brings us to point number 3. Every other demon we have fought has been significantly stronger. I didn't think that me throwing these boulders was actually
Dude. Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that because that's a whole nother
debate.
issue
The whole debate.
yeah.
Controversy.
So
other demon I hit with literal opposite of what it could take, and it was hurting. And then it swatted me down and made me use my sanctuary. Like,
Krayless controversy.
Krayless conspiracy theories going on here. All right,
Oh, yeah.
Bajra, you're alphabetically next.
yeah.
So,
Note
Bajra-
how I strategically placed myself last.
Oh, you're gonna be
Yeah,
the
so
one
you
that's gonna have to
should-
give us most detail. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna be-
fuck you guys.
Shut up and eat your soup.
I finished it, and it's not soup. It's pumpkin spice flavored cereal.
Wait, you're the one who said.
You said it's soup.
Oh yeah, most of the time it
Honestly?
is soup, but tonight it's cereal.
Dude, Markham, you just
I
played
think I'm
into the whole white guy pumpkin spice season thing. You just
I am only half white here.
And you're
Okay.
half eating pumpkin spice.
Then you're half an embarrassment, alright?
you're not as much of an
Wow.
embarrassment. Wow, actually, ouch. There's wow.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us tonight, where everybody just takes pot shots at each other.
And I thought
Appreciate
I
it.
had to
I didn't realize
apologize to
there
the
was
internet.
this combat.
Well, you had to do a major apology because the internet and bad things with I don't know, foster care is kind of like a national thing. This
We're
was
all
a
canceled.
personal slap.
We are all canceled.
No.
I am the least person one to talk. What? Anyhow, Bajra. I like talking about Bajra. I honestly do love talking about Bajra. Bajra Vokan. Vokukan? How the U is the U in her name is very confusing.
The U is contested mostly within Rakish in the first place because it depends on where it sits. It's Vokoshan. See, now I can't even do it.
Vokukan.
Bajra Vokoshan. Yeah, I can't even do it now. Vokuhan. Vokohan. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. If y'all are ever so curious, and Markham knows this, is I take name meaning very seriously when creating characters. Like, all of my character names all mean something. And Bajra's name is no different. It is, I believe, the Northern White Storm.
Yes.
Yes.
Should I take offense to that? Are you insinuating I don't take names seriously?
No, I'm just saying that most people are like, oh, this sounds nice, or this comes from this, or it comes from
Okay.
whatever. But name meaning in particular is like the translation or where it comes from is I consider that whenever creating characters.
I do that
So
too.
with-
I shouldn't say that.
With that being said, I anticipated Bajra to become like a lightning thematic kind of character very quickly. So that's why I worked with Talarius a lot on her development of the rope dart, because it's cool, it's fast, it's flashy.
But it's
Lightning.
very ineffective in combat. I mean, because it's one of those.
Looks cool.
It looks cool, but it's very ineffective in combat because you're literally just throwing a dagger at somebody with a rope on it.
It comes with its uses. It's,
It does.
pretty
You can do the
with-
scorpion. Get over here. That's
I can be
true.
Scorpion and get over here.
That's true.
This is true. Bajra initially started out as like she was gonna be like a very thievy kind of criminal kind of aspect. And then literally after the first episode aired, where we got the little tidbits of lore from each of us, I came up to Talarius and was like, hey, I have an idea for a backstory. So then she developed. How she developed even beyond my wildest dreams is I gave him this idea of, she's branded, she's run away, and she's probably comes from a pretty prominent family and has been outcasted by that.
And when we mean branded, she literally has
Literally was
this brand on her forehead.
on the brand.
That is actually a
Well,
part
it's
of
gone
a.
now.
Questionable.
It's questionable. But the brand is actually a part of an organization that's part of the actual world war long before Bajra ever came into existence. So she just happened to take that on and go, hey, you know what? Let's go down this route. I'm like, oh, you're in so much trouble.
Because I do things.
My
Yeah.
backup character is going to be an absconded king. No, I'm kidding.
Christ. But I came to Teleris with the idea of, you know, just coming from a prominent family. You know, she came from money and now she's not, and now her whole criminal lifestyle is because she was raised very strictly, and now what is a 17-year-old to do whenever they're given, hey, you have no rules, is you go ape shit. You just do whatever the fuck you feel like it. You want that car, go steal that car. You want their money, go take their money. You know, they're just going completely banana shit wild. I didn't even realize, I didn't even know this until Teleris sprung it up on me. It's like, oh yeah, prominent family, you're the prominent family, motherfucker. So I was like, oh, okay, we're here now. Cool.
Her
Exciting.
mother is what's called a Malika, which is Malkata, which is actually a kind of queen concept for the original nation of where most Rakas hail from, and yeah, it's turned into such.
It's kind of spiraled into out of control.
Yeah, well, not out of control. Just you've helped me develop a plot long before I even thought about doing that kind of a plot, and now it's world-ending plot. But it's a cool kind of. It's not really a world ending. It's more like a world domination.
Mm-hmm.
If they are successful.
It's very interesting.
What's up, Nico?
I just said world domination.
Yeah.
World domination.
World domination.
And
Not at all, like Firaxia or the Eldrazi or anything.
No. Nothing of the sort. Yeah, and then she got. She was. Bajra was very much in the sense of, you know, I don't care about my brand. It's, you know, just part of me now. She hid it because it was like more of like an annoyance. She saw it more of it as an annoyance.
First
But-
episode, she murders 2 people.
I wasn't the first episode, it was the third. But
Flat out
We fought and
murders.
killed people in the first episode.
not because of the brand though.
No, not because of the brand.
Oh no, wait, those were the cultist wannabes that attacked us.
The posers. You remember the posers?
Ooh, and
Posers.
Ellen got the first kill. He blew the guy's head off.
He
When
did.
was it? When it was because of the brand? Because Ellen got knocked out and I got knocked out.
Oh
and then
yeah,
you
this was
killed one.
episode 3. Whenever you were trying to
Yeah.
talk her out of
Oh,
it, and
that
she,
one.
where we got to experience for the very first time Bajra rage, and it
Which I
was-
haven't called on for a long time either. I think it's because
because you got rid of it.
Well, got rid of it, but it was also interesting how Bajra's development happened, how she moved along the lines, and I only used that when you were like in an extreme situation. I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna pull it
it
off
was-
all the time because it had to be an extreme situation that you got pissed off about.
Oh yeah.
It's back.
It was a given. It was a gift of like every now and again I would just hear those wonderful words.
Give me a willpower check.
Give me a willpower check. TS04.
Yeah, so
And
Oh,
you know
that's
that seems so easy and feasible now. Now that we're like rank, 26, 25, 26. But you know, whenever we're sitting at little rank 3 or rank 2 and our stats are like 60, it's a little hard.
Well,
to
still
roll
even
under
now.
that.
I mean, what? Your willpower's what? 105, 106?
100 something like that. Willpower
it's-
is 95.
All right, so you still got to get 5 or better successes, right? You got to roll
Yeah.
50 or less. So
Yeah.
you're still kind of like 50% of the time I can just go, blank on you.
Yeah. And then I guess the real moment of Bajra experiencing change for the first time was on the boat where she got propositioned by
By
Ular,
the demon.
by the demon queen
I think
herself.
this is where I think everything changed for all the characters at this point.
This was a major turning point.
Mm-hmm.
Got given gifts of bears and money and dresses and just
And temptations
Come-
to rule the world.
come join me. All you need to do is kill
And
your
come-
mom.
Really?
And all
Been
All
playing
you
too much
need to-
Baldur's Gate.
Stop it. All you need to do is.
I was
kill
Baldur's
your
Gate
mom.
before Baldur's Gate was Baldur's Gate. All right, so
Controversy. And of course,
there's no
Baldur's
controversy
like,
there. The demon said, "Listen, come be my baby mama, and I'll give you
Uh-huh.
everything."
Yep, and then Talarius had to heavily talk me out of that because I was like, no. And Vajra at the
It's not
time,
bad.
Vajra's motivation and aspects was to be as rich as possible, as quickly as possible.
The
And to be
the ultimate
like-
consequence for that would have been she's no longer a PC. She becomes an NPC.
Yeah, the big threat of that is okay. Then we're gonna make a new character. I'm like, oh,
Are
okay.
you popping the bubbles from your book, Markham?
Markham.
No.
Markham.
How's it picking anything up? It's almost
It's
supposed
picking
No,
to
it's
be-
picking it all up.
You can hear
Okay,
it.
Yeah, no,
apparently
we hear
this
that.
is not the microphone right now.
Okay.
I thought you were muted.
It's
That you
not.
were muted.
you thought you did something, huh?
Oh, there's Markham's confused
Apparently
face.
my camera has a microphone?
Yes, they all have
They most-
microphones.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
Oh my god. Markham. Remember that innocence thing we were talking about?
Now,
Case
Oh
in
my God.
point.
Case in point. Love
Case
you,
in
Markham.
point.
I'm stimming. Leave me alone.
I've been stimming this whole time because I figured out that my D4 goes through my my ring, and now I'm just having fun with this.
Oh.
What goes through your ring?
Yeah, I have a ring that I wear, and then my D4 can fit through it.
Until it doesn't and gets stuck.
No, it fits through. It fits through just a certain way.
So you're
Now I need to try it with my D4s.
Anyways, yeah. After the boat thing happened, she since then discovered that Oldazar didn't really need her because she had her little sister. Poor little Jaska. Poor Jaska.
We've got an image drawn by our
I
resident
know.
Naz about that, and
It's-
it's not a pretty sight. It's
It's
heartbreaking. It's
sad.
not gross. It's just sad.
It's just sad.
Sad.
We
Poor
seen that?
Jacques.
You've
Have
definitely seen the
You've
drawings
seen
that
it. You've
Naz
seen the
did
drawing.
of Oldazar and Jaska.
I've shared it with you.
Scroll in the chat.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, so once Vajra realized that her family was in danger, the whole reason why she was so chill with being branded and being, just AWOL is because she was no longer an embarrassment or didn't need to live up to anything. She couldn't be attached to her family. Her family means everything to her. So once her family got pulled into this, now there's problems. Now, even her not being there, she's still impacting her family, and her not being there has impacted them. So now she's like, oh shit. Of course, now Vajra has to initiate older sibling mode because she is the oldest. Yeah,
Selkie, my D4 doesn't fit through my ring.
that sucks. You got tiny fingers. Anyway,
I've got a lot to say. And I'm not.
You guys give me
I don't
way
know.
too much ammunition.
I don't know why this was. That was my insult.
Oh,
Anyways.
yeah,
Yeah, this picture. It's just it's so well done, but man, is it sad. You just feel. Yeah. So now that's whenever Roger started changing, and now she was like, okay, how do I combat a demon? Talk to God. So she was.
And the most
kind of
unlikely
scrambled.
of gods kind of picked up that line and said, "Hey, you're
Yeah.
chaotic. You want to join?
I'm with it.
Let's go with it."
She kind of scrambled and was like hitting dial all or like and contact all to anybody who would listen to her, but like it ended up being that the wonderful goddess Lear is the one who answered, the goddess of storms, rain, and madness. is the one who answered. Of course, I said that she was going to be lightning themed anyways, and so now she is. Started on a journey with Lear. This is going on a lot longer than I anticipated to do it, but there's a lot happening to Bajra.
Well, not to say anything negative, but you're the driving force behind the game at this point, because you've given me so many options, right? I mean, I've had to develop options for the other ones who are really reluctant, and I don't know why, to give me background stories. The closest one that's done it is Markham, and there's parts of Markham's background story that I'm hesitant to touch. But that's where Naz came in, right? That's where Naz came in as part of your background. And I am hesitant to touch that because I could fuck your world up.
Oh, I believe it. Well, I did that game intentionally, just in case, give you the option.
Anything else, Bajra?
Yeah, Bajra says kind of learning how to dedicate herself to Lear in a very strange, not a very atypical way of doing this. Of she doesn't really have like a church or a priest to guide her. She's just kind of flying by the fleet of her pants.
The closest mother figure you ever had was Genevieve.
Was Genevieve. Yep. Way beginning.
Genevieve, I almost had you with Genevieve. I almost had you crying with Genevieve twice.
But you didn't. There were no tears.
Bajra slash Selkie's taking on a personal challenge. I will not cry on stream. I'm like,
I'm not gonna cry on stream.
I'm putting needles into you and hooks, and I'm gonna pull all at once.
I got you to cry last night. What are you talking about, Selkie?
I didn't cry. I yeeted myself off of the chair.
You cannot. Yeah, I did not see no tears on. I did not see no tears at that moment. So therefore, you cannot prove it.
What?
You cannot prove that you did not cry because you were not on screen.
Yeah,
Therefore.
I didn't cry. Y'all heard me fall.
Yeah, no, I even was watching and I heard a ka-thunk.
Right.
I'm
yeah,
like, what'd you do? Just,
falling.
ah!
Literally, yeah.
Then
My
compose
headphones are
yourself
corded.
That is
so
the canon version I'm going with.
no.
No, unless we actually
doesn't
have
cry.
screen time
Yeah,
crying.
and even still, you negated your own point because that means I did not cry on stream.
No. You were on
Oh,
the
oh.
stream. You didn't say on screen.
Yeah, well, that's how else you get it. Markham, you're reaching. You're reaching, my brother.
Anymore.
You're reaching. And then that brings us to the current conflict between Hote and Selkie, Bajra about. So we'll get into that when he gets back. But there's a spell in Legends of Kralys that's called Pebbles to Boulders, which allows you to throw a handful of pebbles at something, cause it to erupt into these 4-foot, diameter boulders that do 20 points each, and he fucking critted it. So it goes from whatever to he throws 7, and he throws it in such a way that there's no way for her to avoid it. And it literally puts 4 massive holes into her. And that's when phase 2 begins.
Yep, this was after Bajra had a conversation with the Hote of Bajra being, or Hote being the only one that Bajra said that my sister's name is Jaska, first of all. If something happens to me, I want you to look after her. One of those kind of moments. Also said has made it abundantly clear is that I'm going to save my sister and I'm going to save my mom, who is the Malkata, who is sitting, who is the reason why shit is happening in Gutter Socks right now.
She's
is I'm going to
just a
save my
vehicle.
sister. She's just a vehicle for something way bad, way worse. Is I want to save my sister and I want to save my mom. So lo and behold, imagine Bajra's heartbreak whenever it's a Hote of all people to riddle her sister with holes. Literally the turn after saying, wait, no, that's Jaska. And Hote's like, yeah.
And Hote's
I
like, yeah,
just put
whatever.
mine down.
Kill her.
Okay, cool.
We're
No,
good.
it gets
All right,
better
moving on.
because Ahote grabbed Ellen and after he shot her a bunch of times, was like, "That is Baju's younger sister." I was like, "Why'd you tell me you wanted the kill? Why were you like, stop shooting? It's
Don't
Baju's
shoot.
baby sister. I got this." Like, what the?
Well,
Wait,
because,
that's your
like,
sister? Haha, right on. Let's go. Oh, fuck,
You were
man.
critting and doing headshots, and I was like, man, this is
I
not
was
elite.
shooting all in the body. Ellen's not. He doesn't play Call of Duty. He shoots for the body. Headshot is the most likely place to miss.
So I'm going to have to say this. I'm going to have to restrict Markham's in-depth, multi-detailed, awe-inspiring description of Ellen to like 10 minutes. Because he, with his awesomeness, will go into a depth of a detail within a detail of a detail that has a detail and never get
Gotcha.
back to the original point. So stay on task. Stay to the
Why
point.
I argue that Tolkien had ADHD.
Oh, he probably did. I don't doubt that. I think some of the best writers in the world, Stephen King, I think they all had ADHD. I think that's the reason why they're able to produce what they produce. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't
You read
produce.
Tolkien's writings? They're walking in the woods. They see a tree. On that tree is a beautiful leaf. On that leaf is a spider. The spider crawls back up into it. Where what? Oh yeah, the ring.
We lost Selkie.
No, I'm still here.
So we're gonna go ahead and go to Ellen,
Elon.
and Markham. So why'd you pick a Taja Who? I know why Selkie. Well, actually, let's do that. Let's backtrack. Why'd you pick a
Yeah, you
Rakas?
ain't done with Selkie yet.
Why'd you pick a
Oh.
Rakas? Of all the species, you just want to be one of those boys.
Listen.
Sexy
Honestly,
beast
I.
boy?
Listen, they're hot. I don't know what else you want from me. Honestly, I could not tell you a specific reason of why I chose a Rakas. I remember I was torn between a Rakas, a Tajahu, and one other. I think it was an Elwyn. But I remember during our sit down session of character creation, with you in full knowledge of this is my first TTRPG experience, you were like, let's not do anything overly complicated.
Yeah. Those words bite me in the ass.
And then I continued to be your most complicated.
The most complicated, in depth. Just I can't. Dude.
I just. Hey, buddy.
This is D'Artagnan. This is the one who's always hanging around. This is the one you hear in the
Buddy.
background going, "Let me out, meow." He's our resident fuck around and find out cat.
Look at him.
He's very pretty. He's my buddy.
I love him.
So, all right. So I'll admit that maybe I said maybe you should pick the Rakish race, probably. But Elwyn would have been good for you too. But you know, I looking back though, I don't know where this campaign would have gone had it not been Bajra. Had it not been the three of you, I don't know. Obviously, it would have been a different type of campaign theme, right? I mean, because it developed as you guys were moving along, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm. How
each
you learned about the races and like more
Right.
in depth of their culture and like.
it'll be
was
interesting when we
insane.
do the next campaign where you guys are going to be doing other species.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you guys
I-
play like you play someone plays a Rakish and someone plays something else.
We just all shift one to the left.
Right,
I'll
everybody
play in a
shift one
series
left,
next
yeah.
game.
I'll play in a series next time. Female. Oh, yeah, there we go. A female series who has to protect her egg.
I will give
Um,
a spoiler for campaign 2. I have already partially written my character.
How are
Wait.
you giving a spoiler to campaign 2 if it hasn't started?
No, you see
What?
that. See, this is the thing. I love the fact that you want to do that, but we all need to have a conversation about campaign too, because we're gonna be doing things that are not. We're gonna be doing things a little more focused with that one, right? Because of the fact that we're gonna be kind of doing an homage to One Piece, and to do that, we need everybody kind of on the same page, doing. I don't want to say similar things, but definitely conceptually more aligned.
Otherwise,
I'm
we'll
actually
take another
planning to
1,000
watch
episodes.
the new One Piece live action as inspiration.
Well, you should. I think that's easy. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to end up doing another 1,000 episode of One Piece, right, Nico? Um,
Mhm.
And that's the prequel, folks.
but yeah, so we'll probably end up doing a live version stream of you guys coming into the character concepts and how that all works. I think that'd be fun to watch. We'll see.
But I'm gonna play a human. I'll say that. Episode on human.
Okay.
Because you said no one ever played a human. It plays a human.
No one ever plays humans anymore.
So
I
I
mean, you've
feel
got
bad
other
for 'em.
things. I mean, literally, you can have a worm in a box over there, and that's a character. Okay.
Would you
Can I
love
have a
me if I
worm
was
in
a
a
worm in a
box?
box?
I'd use you as a fishing bait. Stick a hook in you.
Alright, I'll stick
Nico, are you okay?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. You sure?
You sure?
Mhm.
Did you just stuff that whole orange in your mouth?
Uh huh. Or did the worm in a box
What
get
is
you?
that? I just thought my mind just took what you said after that and ran with it on a few different concepts.
You're weird, my
And
dude.
I'm very weird. I will not even hide the fact.
You're
I
very
am very
weird.
weird.
So, all right. Why did you choose to become a Tajahu, Ellen? Why Tajahu? Why not an Elwyn or a Mannix or a Balhul or a
Really?
Troll?
So, full disclosure, of the ones I was considering, Tasha Who lived the longest.
So you wanted to go for life? How long life?
Yes,
you wanna live?
lifespan. Which is ironic, seeing as how I don't think Ellen's actually going to make it to the end of this campaign. Yeah, I was considering a Canis, a Havatu, or a Tajahu. Those were my three top choices.
Interesting.
I really liked Canis and the Havatu as well, but I wanted the one that had the longest lifespan, so I went for Tajahu. That, and I really liked how Tajahu reminded me of Vulcans on the initial read-through.
Well, full disclosure, I am more of a Romulan fan than I am a Vulcan fan, and so I based most of my writing on the concepts of Romulans from Star Trek more than anything.
I see it now. The more I've delved into it, the more I see the Romulans more than the Vulcans.
That was
But-
definitely one of my inspirations.
But on first glance, I just thought, oh, Vulcan.
All right, so lifespan, okay, gotcha.
Lifespan was the chief choice. So. He was originally built to just be a survivor. He loved one thing, and that was him staying alive. And so everything I built about him was to stay alive and survive and grow to a very old age.
Look
Aw.
at him. He just wanted to hang out, Dad. He just wanted to hang out. Buddy. Oh, Nuzzle. No one else saw that. That was just for us.
Mhm.
Oh.
Markham, I'm giving you more time. It's like you're just like Tajahu, long lifespan. I'm bullying an Av.
I'm pulling a blank on what to talk about without rambling.
Oh,
that's
so
all
I've
time.
actually caused
How
you
did-
to actually focus. Wow.
How did he start and where has he? How did he start and how has he changed from where he is now?
Okay, I originally built him to be just a straight up survivor. Um, since he'd lost pretty much everything, didn't have any reason to really care about anyone but his own survival. I've had characters in the past that just end up being thrown onto the front lines and being the first cannon fodder. I was like, I think I want to build a survivor this time. So he's kind of this grumpy old guy that
Who takes bets over other people's when other people's lives are falling around them? He makes bets.
yeah, because he knows he's gonna make it, so he might as well make a bet on it and get rich from it.
Oh my god.
So that has changed since. Yeah.
Kayla, we're getting into focus.
Yeah, they had
You're
me focused for a
unfocusing.
second.
You're unfocused. You're unfocusing him. Stop it.
Like 7 or something.
I don't
Maybe 8.
think
Okay, we'll go 8. We'll go 8.
that was like 2 episodes ago.
Well, you can get up later. I can get up at 8. Love you. Sleep well.
Wifey, no.
Your exact excuse was, well, if we die,
What?
we lose, and if we win, we'll be alive. So if we win,
Yeah.
it's on the win or die.
My excuse there was if I die, I can't pay this bill that I actually can't cash out anyhow. But if I live, then I automatically win. So problem solved. It was a win-win for him. Either he's dead and he can't pay out, and he doesn't have a house. They can go and be like, hey, your relative owes us money.
So I think that's important,
fucking
right? I think that's important to
obliterated.
understand about the Taj Mahal. You had a house, right? And houses
I had.
houses are very important to the Taj Mahal. It's what connects them to their communities, their nations, and things like that. Both you and Sirith both decided that you weren't going to have. You were going edgelord with your houses. You
Full
both
disclosure,
decided that
yeah, the plan-
independently. Decided I have a house, but you can't touch me because they're all dead. Wait, what?
Yeah, that was bad. I was like, if I
Did
give
you
all
fuck?
my character, all of his trauma and his backstory, then he'll only have the happy things happen to him in the campaign.
And then walk in
When?
the Nala Salith. And
When?
walk in the house wars, where houses of lesser houses get absorbed into greater houses, and
Or
Hiding your
lesser
trauma and
houses
your
are just-
backstory does nothing for you.
They just say,
Yeah.
sorry, your house is decommissioned, it doesn't exist.
I think you should tell us
Um,
about the Nephilim.
oh yeah, tell us about the Nala Salith.
Nala.
They're essentially the Men in Black of the Taj Mahal.
Oh, they're much worse than that. They're so much worse than that.
They're Mission Impossible meets Bourne. Jason
No,
Bourne meets
they are so much worse than that.
Men in Black plus Jason Bourne plus Mission Impossible, like all those things.
No.
The Bourne movies were pretty intense.
Yeah, but this is coming from a guy who thought Jurassic Park was a horror film. So
This is true.
They're like the
You're
John
kinda
Wick,
soft.
the
Okay, John Wick,
assassin
there we go.
community from John
Oh,
Wick.
okay. Who here has seen Bullet Train?
who hasn't?
The
Wait.
comedy?
It's not a comedy. It's a fucking bloodbath. Gosh, you have weird comments.
Oh, I have not seen it yet.
You're
But
talking
that was
about the one that
hilarious.
came out like earlier this year or last year, right?
Yes, the one that just came out. Yes.
Yeah, the
The
comedy.
Bloodbath of Assassins. Yes. It was
The, like,
funny,
dogs.
but don't tell me the interactions between Sirith and his sister aren't comedic.
No.
No,
It's
that's
No?
not comedy. That's like you fuck around, you die. Oh, you know that thing that's we've implanted in you? Yeah, we just kill you.
They're metaphorically holding a knife at each other's throat at all times.
That is not that. You want to talk about who think that's weird comedy?
I thought it was funny.
No.
Again, this is coming from the man who thinks Jurassic Park was horror.
Oh. Now I lost my train of thought. But yes, John Wick is definitely in the mix of description. Yeah, they're the John Wick organization of the Tajahu. They keep everything Tajahu safe and separate from the rest of the world, which
And
might
are
also be
willing to kill whole cities for it.
yeah they'll burn a whole city to the ground. They don't care.
Not a Tajahu city. Who gives a fuck?
Then they pass out Dragonstone saying, I wish with all my might to fly with dragons in the land of... And that's how they
Yeah.
get there.
Look at there.
That's how you get to their secret land. Sorry, I messed it up. It's I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in the land of heart.
If only it worked that way. They go, we want to talk to you. Come here. Anywhere on the world, they just in a dark pitch room, like, hi, we need to talk about a situation. What the fuck am I? All right, well, don't move. That guy's gonna shoot you. Why did you decide to go edgelord with your house? Just to have trauma in your background?
Well, yeah, my thought was give him trauma in the background and
Take
the
away
better
any
days will
power
be
that the
ahead.
GM has to actually use anything against me in such a way that will actually make me feel in the game. Damn, I wasn't prepared for the Telarius Game Master. I will find a way around to stab you, even if I have to make it up. And then you brought in Naz, and I'm like,
Yeah,
there's
I
even
did.
more of that. Okay, right on.
It worked because I wanted him to have a reason to not care if everyone else died. Like, he would have been the jackass that dipped if ever it looked like it was about to be a TV kill.
That's dangerous. Okay, that is dangerous
It is-
character creation, though.
It's a dangerous character, yes.
No, not even character. That's dangerous character creation.
Yes. I had reasons for designs back when I thought of it, and it seemed like a good idea at the time. But it's really hard to play consistently in a campaign where everyone's working together. Which is why when Naz is like, "You want to link our characters?" I was like, "Yes."
Lone wolf
I need a
characters
reason
are
to
like
redeem him.
impossible to play.
The what?
Lone wolf
wolf?
characters are like impossible to play.
So his whole arc has been, he's here, and he doesn't really like it. And then he ran into someone from his past that did survive the massacre, and he was like, well, fuck, I gotta make sure they stay alive. And then on top of that, with his house being officially decommissioned, his aspect changed from apprehensive to loyalty, as he started over time kind of realizing that maybe the bond that he thought no longer existed with anyone not from his past had actually kind of developed.
So how
with
does your
Ahotep
motivation?
Bajra.
Then how do you explain your motivation?
Loyalty?
No, didn't you have love?
No. Oh, motivation, love, yes. It was originally just love of himself. Just, he wanted to stay alive. Love of himself and his house. In order to preserve his house, he had to stay alive. That was how he saw it.
That's
But
odd.
with his house decommissioned, he didn't have an
That's
outlet for that love.
weird.
Yeah, it's a weird
That's
take on it.
weird.
That's a big word for
It's
him.
almost a misplaced love. It's not a lust. He didn't lust for his house. Just gonna put that out there, guys. Or someone
No one
corrects
was
me.
going there.
Okay, good.
Bombastic side eye.
Bombastic.
He ain't from Alabama. I'm kidding. Sorry, man.
Oh my God, you guys!
We're gonna get canceled.
Canceled. No one from Alabama is on social media. They wouldn't know how to. I'm sorry.
We're shut up.
Oh my God!
Markham.
I'm sorry. I grew up in Floribama. Okay. Porter. We poke fun at each other all the time. Alabama pokes fun of Florida, and Florida pokes fun of Alabama.
Everyone pokes fun at Florida.
Yeah, but it's more intense when you're right on the Florida-Alabama border and you see both blend.
Orange Stiller, don't encourage him. Don't do this.
Okay,
Don't
yes,
encourage
thank you.
him.
Yes, thank you. Born
Oh
Stella's
my
on my side.
God.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Um,
Don't encourage him.
um,
That was.
but I
that was
did,
one.
as I played him, I was like, I don't want him to just be kind of this survivor lone wolf guy that just wants to exist, because that's no way to live. I want him to have a reason to actually care about living again, and more importantly, care about other people surviving as well. So, with the decommissioning of his house, and he's like, okay, so it doesn't matter if I survive because I'm not carrying on a name anymore. And then Var's return, and him realizing there's someone else that he actually did care about in the past.
See,
but is
that's that right there is a dangerous assumption on your part that your house no longer matters.
back. Oh fuck. Well, I might have just fucked myself. But yeah, essentially he started to, his aspect shifted from apprehensive, where he was just like, I don't know about this, I don't know about this, I don't know about this, to loyalty, where it was originally when Var first came back, it was just going to be Var that he cared about keeping alive. And as that, the old instincts of protecting his team started to resurface, he kind of realized he felt the same way about Bajra and Ahote and Sirith. And he's still kind of struggling with that concept. Like, I don't know, you know? Like, Var is just one person I need to keep alive. I don't know if I can keep 4 alive, but I can keep 1 alive. But I kind of want to keep 4 alive.
But here's the funny part. With that concept in mind, Naz went that direction when you wanted to go that direction, and Naz is now like, let me see your papers. Naz has become the, and I hope that they say that way, the essential core morality of this group, right?
It's driving Ellen nuts.
Instead of being this person that likes, oh, I need your protection, she's like, don't make me fuck you up. I will fuck you up.
Fight.
To be fair,
I will fight you.
You are protecting the wrong one.
To be fair, he abandoned Var when they were 10 because he thought that would protect him. Just ditched him at an orphanage. Like that, you know.
Kind of like, you know, the foster care
He was
system.
the grown adult, Var was just the kid. It's like, don't worry, kid, I'll keep you safe. Here's an orphanage. Good luck.
I'm sorry. What do you want me to say?
Right.
I've already
and that was when I
apologized
was
to
like,
the internet.
oh shit.
See, I don't have to worry about causing trauma. I don't have to worry about doing it. I don't have to go like, oh, I've got to set my players up for trauma. I've got to set up. No, they fucking do it to themselves. And I just go, you want to go down that path?
Yeah, because Ellen and Bajra have already had some parental scolding.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised you didn't bring up Genevieve, or was I gone for that?
You were gone. For
No, we didn't bring up Genevieve until the very end. Yeah, because both my parents are alive. So, like,
I
don't have
should
parental
say,
trauma.
I think Ellen's wife is the only one that is confirmed to be dead. Pretty much everyone else, he just assumed they were dead because of how bad the fires were. He couldn't go check for bodies. So he's living his entire life on a bunch of assumptions, which now that I think about it is a very boomer thing to do. He's just like, listen, it was worse back in my day. I'm pretty sure this happened. I'm sure that I think that I know that this happened. And I read in this article online that this happened.
I wouldn't say that's a boomer thing. I would think that is an assumption of somebody who isn't reading the layout of the land in front of them correctly. You have given me, so you're assuming that your house while
Well,
absorbed.
Ellen's assuming.
Well, right.
At
Well,
least.
Ellen.
I
Well,
never assume anything.
sometimes characters and players kind of
Sometimes
reflect
depends.
each other, right? So you have these aspects for Ellen that you're assuming that Ellen is assuming that this hasn't happened, and you're making moves based off of that assumption as the player.
Yeah. Sometimes I hate it.
Selkie will tell you, don't do that. Not because of any prior Selkie experience. Mostly, I did that with Bajra, and he's got me by the ears right now. Wait until you see Ohote's bring into this.
Oh boy.
Yeah, whatever. Sit down, son. Sit down. Sit down. Yeah.
I am sitting down. Thank you.
Yeah,
very
well,
much.
you better get on the floor because this one's gonna punch. See, and the thing is, it's funny with all the characters, with all the different players. You all have different aspects as players. What do you want, D'Artagnan?
Such a good boy.
I don't know what he wants.
Love and affection.
He keeps moving around, and I don't want him in certain areas. Like Ahote, Nico's character, Nico, actually gets kind of worked up when he found out that he couldn't emote. His whole behavior changed to like, I am a robot. I'm going to do what I think is logical, not emotive. Okay. And then when I took Luna from him,
I cried.
he cried.
Oh, I have a real bad habit of getting attuned to my characters.
And there's
if it's a
nothing wrong with
character
that.
I like, I do it really quickly. Like, I know this isn't like really.
Oh, he
You
muted
muted
himself.
yourself.
You muted yourself. Oh god.
It's on the topic, but like the other night I was playing with some friends and the store was supposed to go a certain way, and it went completely off the rails. But I was so in tune with my character, I needed to find a way to release some of that anger through him because he was supposed to be very upset, and I was sitting like there shaking, just like I was with Aholte. Like after everything was like, it's just I feel a personal connection with a great many of my characters, but Ahote is one of them that like I can snap into almost instantly, and I don't know. It's just the attunement is just spot on every time. I know exactly what he's feeling, even when I don't. Even when I know that that is not how it should go, I can't even stop him from not going that route because that is him. That is
You get
How
into
he
this
is.
strange meditative state, and you're like, you no longer exist. Nico is no longer here, only Ahote.
Well, and I think that's awesome. You know, and it's like with Selkie. Selkie has done the same thing with Bajra, except Selkie has determined that no matter what I do, they will not cry on screen. And I promise you, that is, you're setting yourself up for the biggest ball fest, or yeeting yourself off screen so we can't see you, crying session, that you come back and you'll be like, I'm good, man.
What? What are you talking about? A
I'm
fight?
good. I'm good. I'm
A
good.
fight.
Let's keep going.
My Islander's waterproof for a reason.
Yeah, not when you start doing this. It's not.
You're in Florida. That's a really good method to use anyhow.
And then
We're
there's
probably gonna
Markham, and then there's Naz. Naz, I don't know what to do with Naz's character. I know where they're at. I know what their motivation is. The one thing that they love is their horse. All I can see. So this is going back. So I am ADHD brain on this. Going back, can you imagine if I said, okay, we're going to do a one-off, and each of you are going to play one of your animal companions.
That would be so cool.
I
Like
would
in a
have to sit
dragon.
out.
Well, it'd be a one-off, or maybe it's Bajra and the companions, right, or something like that, right, where they have to go on a small like outsiding adventure, and it's just the animals, and all you have is your animal abilities. You don't have all your abilities, right? And Luna being the telekinesis between everybody, and you all have to kind of interact with each other based off your animal species. That would be interesting, but
That would be
That would
really
be
cute.
but there's these stories that I think the animals are having that nobody knows about. Like, hey, you want to go chase down that deer? Sounds like fun. Let's go. And you're like coasting with each other, you know. Eddie chasing down the deer. I don't know, just stupid stuff with the animals. And they come back,
That
and you
sounds
come back,
fun.
and you're like, hey, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, we got a deer. You know, I don't know.
I can definitely see that because Mario has a full dragon. I fully believe that Luna at one point is fucking with him, and while he's flying, she just like
I'm
phases.
sorry, they're
and then
doing
just,
what?
Like,
Shut up. You know what he meant. But now
I
Eddie's
just
special
imagine
too.
that-
Wolf
While-
dragons.
while they're flying, I just see Luna just like phasing and then just like sitting on top of the dragon, like, so where are we going? What's going on now? And the dragon getting like annoyed and like does a flip and just phase back to the ground and start running, like, so what's up? Like,
So we do it. Didn't Eddie become phased as well? Or
No.
is he
No.
still just-
Eddie
he just became a hella big.
He's the size of a. He went from a small black bear to a full-on Kodiak-sized bear, and gained
Oh.
gained sentience.
Mm-hmm.
Boy said, big boy.
See, I told you, this is D'Artagnan.
Dude,
You're not going outside, dude. It's almost midnight my time, so no.
see, I'm so tempted. Like, I don't even know what kind of pet Bajra would even have at this point because she is an animal on her own. She's feral.
Oh, I'm gonna totally steal this rip this off as an idea. A hamster.
A hamster, she would have something small, or like
Right,
a
like-
bird.
Well, no, like something soft and furry, like
He's soft.
like a rabbit or a raccoon
Oh,
or a ferret. You know, something soft to
Mouse,
offset.
a rat.
a rat.
I don't know, rat. Really? I don't know. I don't see Bajra with a rat. I see Bajra.
I mean,
It's a nod
got a
to the
street rat.
rats.
We're night rats.
well, maybe, but I see Bajra being more of even like having like a ferret or a kitten.
That's what they want you to see, but really, she always wears a hood because it's really Remy the rat up there, Ratatouille.
Oh my
And the rat's like, all right, Bajra, to the left. When Bajra's like, woo,
Whip.
ow, ow, back, ow.
Oh, wait, I thought you were imitating Bob.
No, that was just me.
God damn it, Elon.
Oh, when your dad tries to play with you and he hasn't been down there in a while. How many times do I need to teach you this lesson, old man?
Oh, this hurts so bad. So many bad references going through my head. Stop. Oh, Markham. How's your back?
It's better, I popped it back.
Pop that back.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh. Like, did this happen with the controller too?
Oh my god.
The what?
Microphone. Microphone.
No. What did I say that was in that category? I'll bet it's something like that again.
My head hurts.
God, my stomach hurts.
Oh.
We're a very close knit group of friends, and we tell each other a lot of things.
Yeah, but you didn't tell. What did I say?
Oh boy.
It's just how you make connections, right? I mean, oh, Markham. Markham's like, how did I get that? How did they get there? What happened? What happened, man?
It's like,
We're not, Markham. It's just, it's the connection of you and your back, and then you saying, you having this thing where you literally did the dad move of sitting down on your own microphone, not realizing it's there, and that's a dad. Never mind.
Oh.
Right?
Yep.
And Nico just went off that direction, just went that way, and he took us all along.
I'm
God.
sitting here going, maybe this connects. No, that's not right. That's not connected at all.
they turn left, but they're on that way.
I feel like wrong. I don't know. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Oh my god. I forget how much seal laughing hurts my throat.
No cheat.
Seal laughing.
It hurts.
It doesn't make any sense. God.
That was a good movie. Though. Oh man. But yeah. I completely lost my train of thought of where I was.
Oh.
Well, Ellen's not as much of a loner. He's gonna keep pretending he is for a while. But he's starting to develop his old desire to keep his team alive. Now that he has a team again, he's realizing that he has a team again. He has made the assumption that everyone else he knows is either dead or enslaved without hope of rescue, and his house has been permanently dissolved, so he's kind of debating whether he should just stick to his method of the last decade, which is I need to just keep myself alive, nothing else matters, or if he should just throw in his lot to make sure this crowd survives. And he's shifting more and more towards wanting to do whatever is necessary. And by the way, this guy doesn't have nearly the moral compass that any of these individuals have. The ends absolutely justify the means in his book.
Well, I think that was justified. I mean, almost from day one. You've always played the ends justify the means. You've played that from day one. And the prime example is the globe of darkness that you had, the entity, the dark entity. You just Sirith, when he first joined us, was like, the fuck's going on? And you just dragged his ass around the magistrate's office, blowing up shit. Well, look, we got to get out of here. Kill him. We'll throw a canister of dark dust out there. And when I tell you to shoot now, right? I mean, so you've always done. You've always Markham. I mean,
damage later.
Right. I mean, Ellen has always played the ends justify the means, no matter what that means, right? I mean, and sometimes it's worked out really well for you, and other times not so much.
Gotten Var really mad at me.
He's gotten Var very mad at you, and everybody else is kind of looking at him like, oh shit, Var's mad.
Yep.
Back up. And stuff like that.
He's also a little bit of Tony Stark in him, which wasn't originally intended. I was originally thinking, yeah, maybe he and Sirith can bond, and like he'll like find some sort of new path with religion and the gods. And then I was after some stuff that happened with Vajra, I was like,
wait. Are you saying Var was supposed to be your sidekick?
oh no, that would have been the way it would have gone, wouldn't it?
Huh. Quick, clip this. Somebody clip it. Show it to Var. What time is this?
Okay.
What time is this at? This is at 2:18. I'm gonna throw you under the bus so hard. They're gonna roll forward, back up, and go back and forth a couple times. Um, but no, I think you guys have all done well. I mean, as characters, no, I don't know how to do it. I don't know if it's. I don't know.
Oh, set marker.
No, that's. Is that set marker?
Maybe
No, I don't think it works that way. Um,
Aha!
so.
not. Added a stream marker.
Okay.
/ marker.
Yeah, but that's when the time. That's when Jess knows how to take things out. So it's not
Oh,
that kind of a
oops.
marker, right? Yeah. So you guys now have the rule books. You guys have been playing my game for over a year and a half now, right? We're coming up. We got what, 6 more months, 7 more months, more or less,
Yeah.
before we actually become full 2 years. You guys have been
Come
playing my
March.
game, yeah, come March, and stuff like that. Do you what? I'm not looking for pats on the back. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for your actual organic thoughts of the game and how you've been able to develop and your characters and how the game has gone. No yawning, Markham.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do?
You yawned like a Meg.
No. Sorry.
It's
I
okay.
ate fish recently. No, I didn't. It's not true.
What?
So, who wants to go
What?
first on that?
I will, actually. I think the way that you have engineered this game has been none other than spectacular. Not even for a pat on your back, like this has been by far one of the most funnest, I know it's not a word, but the most funnest games that I have for TCP RPG. It's been the most funnest that I've ever
Well,
played.
is that a rules thing, or is that just me being
Well-
a game master? You know what I'm saying? At what
So
point?
that's
At what
a
point
both
is the rules, and at what point is me?
So that's a both thing to me. That's what I was gonna get at, because there is a point in time where how the rules were set up, they work, but anytime we looked at the rules and it didn't make sense, we would all talk about it. And if it did make sense to you either, or it, all of us brought it up and everything, you would look at it and then you would ask for suggestions. You didn't just say, well, these are the rules, so this is what you
Well,
have to
I
play
guess
by.
in that sense, you
It would
guys
make-
in that sense, you guys have actually also been the longest playtest group of the system, right? We've never gotten to. No, you're the first and only players to ever to get to rank 26 ever. No one has ever gotten past that. Has ever gotten past rank 15 because we stop and start over because we're doing other things. But you guys have been the longest continuous ranking up party that I've ever played with, right? So you guys are testing grounds that I don't even have rules for, right? At that point, I'm kind of making them up to see where everything goes. Any insights on the rules? What you like, don't like?
So my biggest pro about this is the dice system. It gives you so much more range to play with. With both the dice system using D100s, and then how you have it where it's not, I roll to attack, or I roll, or I use a reaction to, see if I can dodge or whatever. It's the number of the successes. If I hit you, how would I hit you? Would I hit you that hard? Like, it makes it more realistic in my eyes. Whereas, someone's coming at me, I clearly don't have to just stand there and take it. But you have the rules set up in a way where if someone's, hitting you, I have the chance to say, well, I would step back and my rolls would reflect that. And then they barely clip my shirt, or I stepped wrong and then they actually injured me a lot more, depending on who crits, whatever. I find that to be the most fascinating part, because there's so much that you can do with that alone, like just with the system that you've created with how the dice rolls and how the skills are, it gives you so much more freedom than the standard D&D, and that to me is
Well, that's cool.
a chef kiss.
That's cool. Appreciate that. What don't you like?
I wasn't prepared to think of stuff I didn't like.
It's only fair,
If
right?
you want me to be honest.
Right, we'll come back to you. Who wants to go next?
I can jump on to the what I don't like. That's not to say that I don't like this game, but
I can jump on that.
want to make that very abundantly clear.
Here, let me pull out my entire one.
No, it is just the one thing, the one thing that I can see being not an issue with us now, because we've of course had you to guide us along with this, but just in like future endeavors with it, is that there is quite a bit of a learning curve with it, with learning the system. I mean, whenever I go back and rewatch the first couple episodes, majority of the time is, oh, so I need to do this, or oh, this is how that works, or no, you can't do that because this is how the roles work, or it is quite a bit of a learning curve. But once you get it, it's everything's great, it's golden, it's flawless and wonderful.
So I'm going to push back on that because you actually started playing Legends of Kratos first. Then you went to D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Was that more of a learning how to play a TTRPG
Very well
scenarios more than it was like this game? And I even push back with anybody who says that about any RPG, right? I mean, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is the easiest version of that game has ever been created, right? The only way you can get easier is to eliminate die rolls and just compare modifiers, right? 16 plus that modifier I hit, right? That's the easiest way to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
To do that, but is that because it's a new system, or is it actually? You know what I'm saying? That's and I'm going to push you back on that because you've got the sense of that to push back as well. But is it just a learning curve because it's brand new? I mean, could you? If you played Dungeons and Dragons first, now that you've gone through Legends, was creating your first character and understanding Dungeons and Dragons easier?
Yes.
And then flip it. If you went through D&D and you came into Legends, would it be easier than Legends?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure that it would be. Maybe it's because of the fact that I built Bajra based a lot about dice rolls. You know, a lot of like her age, her everything was just, let's roll a dice for it. Let's just roll a dice for it.
Wait, you randomly rolled that she was 17?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It
how
was
I
one
roll.
of those. It was like roll a d10, and that's how many years older you are than the base. And you start. Rakas could start at 15, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happened to roll a 2, and I rolled a 2, so she became 17. Yeah, everything about Bajra was all based on dice, and so maybe I wanted to randomize it and try to get the whole dice rolling experience, and by doing that, kind of complicated character creation for me.
Well, I will
In the same
say that
way?
I think the character creation of Legends is more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people say, well, it's complex. I don't think it's complex. I really don't. I think it's just more in depth. It asks you to make more decisions about your character. So when you're done, you have a full-blown Bajra. Like, more than just the background and flaws and traits. You have a full-blown, this is who I believe this character is, and this is who I'm going to portray it as, right? I think,
Yeah.
That was my dislike.
Okay, what's your dislike?
So to caveat off of what she was saying, I don't think I don't think Legends is harder as far in terms of character creation. I think any new game that you are introduced to, the first creation that you make will always be a little more difficult because you have to understand it. It's a little different. But everything that you've given us, all the abilities that we can take and build it however we want it. Sometimes that can be a little overwhelming.
Oh,
So,
fair,
like,
granted, absolutely.
yeah,
Because and I think that's a result of the fact that we have a classless system. There is
Yeah.
no class. There's no like you can go get a pre-created package
yeah.
of whatever
Like
whatever you want.
I would technically be like a wizard or a sorcerer, but I can range and I can throw hands and
Mhm.
I can do a lot that, you know, if it was a classless system, I'd be conformed to one thing. And that's really good. And then, you know, if you're like if you have a set plan, or it's easier when you're like, okay, I kind of looking for something like this, and then you look through and you find what you want. But then you find all these other things that could enhance that, or you get the idea of taking down a different round, and then you look at 4 or 5 different abilities, and you're like, okay, but I can only take one. Which one do I do? And I'm not saying that like we need to take more and everything. Like, it works. I love it. I love how it works. It is just the one thing that I know that if I don't have a grip on what I want to do with my character, then I will get overwhelmed.
Well, right, and
And
I don't disagree with you on that. I think that's 100% a fair, accurate statement. Which is why in the player's guide, when you guys actually get to it, we have character categories. So if you want to play a fighter type, thief type, wizard type, bardic type, priest type, these are the things that you need to do, right? Because staying away from class
yeah,
it's hard. And once you do that, once you take out class, you go from McDonald's 3 flavors of, well, 2 flavors of chocolate and vanilla, and you open up a um, Baskin Robbins, or one of our favorite ice cream stores out here, Cold Stone Creamery, where you've got 20 different types of ice cream, and then you've got 30 different toppings that you can mix into this ice cream, and no two will be the same very often, right? Where here, when you have classed, you are limited. I mean, for you to become what you want to become, Ahote, I think you would need to take additional classes, right, at certain levels, right? And I see a lot of TikToks where like, hey, we can make whatever. You're going to need 10 levels in this guy. Then you're going to need to subclass over to this, take 2 ranks of that, or 2 levels of that, plus this 3 ranks of that. And by the time you're 20th rank, you have this character. And I'm looking at it going, I can get that to you in 2 ranks, and it'll be balanced, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
it
do like
balances
that
out.
about this. And I'm looking through the different character kind of classes that you have right now. Honestly, the only complaint I would have is that you don't have a D&D Beyond system website thing where it manages the details for you, so you don't have to do it.
I would love to be able to do that, but that requires a certain level of programming that is just beyond me, and I haven't had a chance to actually do it. I've got, that the Lord Baron plays on Tuesday nights,
hmm
and he's even said, "How do I do this in Roll20?" I'm like, I don't know. I've actually got 4 emails out to Roll20 and Drive Through, going, "Hey, how do I do what I want to do here?" Right? And I haven't received anything back, so I'm gonna have to reach out to him again this week. But there's only so much I can do without programming, right? And then there's the whole concept of how popular is the system, right? I mean,
I might be able to help with that actually.
programming,
Uh,
HTML and JavaScript and CSS.
well, I'm actually getting my degree in computer science now,
Nice.
and that's part of it. But two, my friend actually last night we were going over this new system. It was uh, cyber, the not Cybertron,
Cyberpunk.
yeah, Cyberpunk. It was a Cyberpunk system that he's working on, and he showed me the character sheet on Roll20, and it's where like it has all different skills and everything. If you click on a certain skill, other skills will pop up and everything. You can edit it, you can put in certain stats or whatever, and then you can attack, and it'll roll the dice. So he uses a D. He just uses a D10, just a D10, and up to a D12 and everything. But I'm gonna talk to him to see how he
See,
figured that out.
right, but that's the big issue, right? Is being able to do that because Roll20 is one of them. Foundry is another VTT that I'd like to use and things like that. I mean, there's all. I mean, I don't have it published because I only use it for my personal use. I've actually got a Visual Basic. Because he's like slowly trying to step over here, and I don't want to step on that, Dad. And let me put my tail over here, and I'm like, you know, you want to go up there, so I'll just throw you up there. A Visual Basic program that allows me to whip up any of your guys' characters in a minute, and I can rank it. I use it for my own personal use, right? Especially for monsters, but. You know, I mean, there's just certain things that I'd love to be able to do that, Markham. I'd love to be able to do that. It's just, it would have to be something that allows us to go in and write it in a free form that allows us, because some of your abilities are based off of having previous abilities at a certain tier with specific attributes or specific things, right? So there's up to 4 potential. For this ability to activate, it may need to have up to 4 different options previous to that, and then writing that code and then going up to the database back and forth to double check that's where it gets lost, right? It's a lot. It really is. Yeah. I would love to be able to do that.
I will say you definitely have to read, because there's a lot of stuff that I could have taken and done a certain way that had I fully read beforehand and not actually, we'll use Prodigy of Magic for example. Great ability.
Have to have it by 3rd rank.
Gotta have it by 3rd rank is what you have it as, because when by 5th or 6th ranked, I looked at it, I was like, this is perfect, and then I was like, oh,
it's something you have to take.
If only I had read this before and saw, I would. And then
well, see, and that's the hard part, right? I mean. Go ahead, Sal.
That kind of feature also kind of encourages replayability. Because now you know about it. So now next campaign you know, like, okay, because that's how I felt with the Ancient Bloodline. I had to get that by 3rd rank or something like that, and I was like, oh, well.
But even still,
rank
like
7 Bajra cannot use this.
Even with all the stuff that like I can't or I'm not able to get because I waited too long to go for it, I found subsequent measures for it. There's other stuff that I've taken and everything to it's not exactly the same way, but it kind of gets me to where I wanted to go. So it's not like it's a total loss. Like, oh, you missed this chance. Whatever route you wanted to take, there's no way you're getting back on it. Like, you can still take the same path with your character multiple different ways and get what you want when you have the idea of who you want to play. And I love it because if me and Bajra both created a Holte, like if I told her this is who Holte is and everything, we would go about it 2 separate ways, and we would probably be able to do the same things and then completely different things at the same time. It's like no 2 characters would actually be the same.
Well, and that was right, and that was the whole hopes of writing this, right? I mean, we give you 15 species, right? I mean, so if you look at it, if you break it down mathematically, right, there are 15 different species, right? Not including any subcultures or anything like that, which you don't get any mechanical value for. It's all narrative. But then you've got all the options for those species, and then you each get to choose out of 8 species abilities, 2 of those. Right? So now one character has 30 options. One player has 30 options right off the bat. Actually, it's more than that. Right? Yeah. If I do my calcs right. So calc. Come on, give me the calculator. No,
and then there are certain species that that open up abilities from other species. So then your
options, right? So just with that, with 15 species, with 8 different potential sub species abilities you can take, you're at 120 different characters right off the bat. Then you add in the 4 different, you multiply that times the 4 different focuses. You're at 480 different characters right off the bat. Then you add in the fact that you then, after you take those abilities, you take that times the total number of abilities that you can choose from. You're at 158,400 different characters potentially.
And that's not even including if you choose generalist, so that you
Right,
can
and then you
freely
choose
take
generalist and then
everything
start
else.
taking everything else, right? That's if you stay focused. So, I mean, there's a possibility of just under 300,000 character options, right?
It's a lot.
And that doesn't include the other, what, 10 species that are on the website at this time?
Yeah.
Wait, where am I?
And the skills you can. I know we were trying to figure out both likes and dislikes, but I gave you my dislikes. That's all I can really think of. Like,
Well,
there's
that's
very
awesome.
little that I don't like about this game. I love this game.
Game is
I
a
appreciate
lot
it.
of fun. Like,
Like, I look forward to this every week, and when we can't play, it really hurts sometimes. It's not even just because, oh, we can't play. Darn, it's like. But not only do I get to play with something I love, I get to play with people that I actually like and love. Like, I love all of y'all.
That too.
And to
yeah.
not play with y'all on Fridays, just like, dang.
it
and I
doesn't
think-
feel like the week is over if I don't get to play with you guys.
I have to agree with
Yeah,
that. When I
right.
miss out on Fridays
Like-
for whether it's sickness or conventions or what have you, it's just like I got to go to the next week, or I got to do this. That's what I totally get. I mean, so there's an additional 20 species on the website that you can choose
Oh,
from
yeah,
as well, right? I mean, so then you add that in. So and then they each have their own. It's just a massive amount of flexibility that the system does give you is very choice paralysis. It can cause choice paralysis because but I blame modern society for that. I really do, because you want to have the most and I actually blame video games. You want to have the most optimized character that you can produce within that game system, right? It's
Yeah.
like Starfield right now, right? Or
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate. You guys are building. Wanted your, Bajra. Well, I want to build the Silky. I want to build Bajra, right? How close have you been able to come to building Bajra as she stands?
It's rather limiting. Right now, Bajra in Baldur's Gate is a level 5 monk with with the sword skill, and she is Wave Open Fist. Right now, we're going to next level that she gets. She's going to multi-class into Storm Cleric.
Interesting.
Right.
Also, she's
I-
a half orc because that's the closest I got.
I don't know if you've looked into Barbarian Path of the Storm Herald.
I don't think it's on Baldur's Gate though. Because on Baldur's Gate, you've only got Wild Shape Totem and Berserker.
I just made a character like that recently, and I chose C.
As
so that I
one
can just
who-
walk around and say,
Loves barbarians. I am also disappointed.
My wife also loves barbarians.
Why? What's special about barbarians?
It's pretty much just her personality. She sees something, she goes in swinging.
Big number. Big
It's
number.
just- yeah. Smash first, ask questions later if there's anything left to ask.
So, for your wife, either a Fincanor, a Bohul, or a Troll, and you take the Generalist ability Barbaric. Take
Okay.
then
I like
take Battle Rage and Battle Cry,
and
with
control.
and by third, and then by fourth rank controlled rage, you have a perfect storm of a fighter who can go in and just literally take whatever's thrown at them and then hit back just as hard or harder
I get.
by fourth
I
rank.
should
right?
add. What about Kova? Because she always plays halflings or dwarves. Halfling or dwarf.
Well, you know, so everybody's always, you know, they're jesting with me, like I've created a Klingon dwarf. Well, yes, but
I see that. Yeah.
let me ask you this: in D&D, just because I'm feeling spicy. What, and I don't know all the rules, so that's why I'm relying on you guys. What race allows you to use your head as a weapon?
Satyrs.
And Minotaurs.
Yeah, but are those in the base races, not in the extended other races?
In the base races, I don't
I think all of them
any
technically can. I think you would just consider it an
Unarmed
Strike. for
unarmed
like
strike.
2 points of damage.
Yeah.
Kova
Yeah,
can
you-
actually. So Kova, their foreheads are registered in the core rules as a weapon, which means you can cast spells on them as weapons.
Oh.
To change your
that's-
forehead.
that-
No, you don't change your forehead. Wesley
enchant it.
actually was playing Enchanted was actually playing a Kova. They got caught. They had all their weapons taken away, and they had to leave. They had to escape this area. Nobody had weapons. He cast spiritual weapon on his forehead, on his ridges, and went around destroying things just by swinging his head, just head banging to everything. And that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, there are options, and so people give the Kova, oh, it's just a Klingon. Well, their stamina is higher than normal because they have 2 hearts and 4 lungs, which allows them to go deeper into wherever they want to go. Well, it's like the Assyrians. The Assyrians have void lovers, right? They're not affected by they are less affected by the effects of the void, which is basically space, than any other species. They can literally go outside in the void without a void suit and survive. Right? There's all these different little tiny things, but it just depends on how you want to play your character, right?
I will say, I'm a very, very big spellcaster type person, and something that you made, what was it, Arcana, I think, by like legendary. For D&D, the only way you can choose to shape a spell or you have it as shape spell, but like control who it hits, cast it as a faster action or a bonus action or whatever and everything. You need meta magic for it. But for no, it's not Arcana, it's sorcery. That's what it is.
Sorcery, yeah.
Sorcery. For sorcery, once you take that, if I took it at first rank, by second rank, I can do all of that. I can shape the spell, I can cast a spell and everything, say I don't want it to hit Vajra or Markov or Ellen or Sirith. So I'm gonna make it look like this shape and everything, and I can just do that. I don't have to
Well,
worry
there's
about having
but
to
then on top of that, you add in your ability to be able to spend fatigue to manipulate the spell to even more stuff, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, don't even get me started on this point system that you have. This heroic point system that you
Oh,
have.
there-
is-
no, I'm talking fatigue.
what's
I'm just
the
talking
right one?
fatigue. I'm just talking fatigue. And then you've got the heroic luck
Even-
system built on top of everything that allows you to go, yeah, that's not happening. I want to do it this way. I want to do it that way. I want to do this more, right? So that's the way that is. Well, I hate to cut it short, but I've got to get up early in the morning. I've got some martial arts I've got to go do. But here's something that I'm going to drop into all of your brains. Legends of Kratos, the D100 system is done. There will be updates to like minor rule changes, which all of you need to be checking it occasionally to see if anything's changed, because we did change something in with a conversation between me and Selkie about weapon multiple strikes and things like that. We wanted to keep a penalty to it, but we made it easier. With that said, I am now working on a roll under D20 system that does the exact same thing, and there will be two versions of it that we're going to test. One, you'll be able to use a D20 and play exactly like you have been with the D100 system, or the simpler version will be a roll under D20 system. That way I can kind of put D20 compatible on the fucking thing, right? But no. So basically, you'll just be able to use a D20 as you were using 2D10. And there's a possibility that the simpler one will get like 1.5 times more successes than a D100 roll system because we're crunching it all the way down, right? And then on top of that, I'm working on the rules light system that takes all the goodness that you have in your books and crunches it down to 168 pages. Half the options, quick. It's meant for a very quick, like, game, like not a long-term game, like real quick scenarios. Like you just want to do one shot. Let's just put this guy together. I'm going to pull in a series. I'm going to give him these skills and this, and it's a D10 D10 system where you get if you have so many pips in a skill, you get a bonus to that skill. You roll it. You roll your D10. The lower you go, the better you got.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So,
Legend of
I
Kralis
like it.
lightning mode.
well, it's
Yes.
actually the Legends of Kratos D10 light mode, and then we have the D20 system that we're going to be working on. So I've got to convert all of that and do all the math behind the scenes for everybody. So that's going to be a little bit of time. But I didn't know if you guys would like that or not, so it doesn't sound like it. So you will be stuck in D100 forever. You will never be allowed to play D20, Legends of Kratos D20, or Legends of Kratos D10. It's a D100 for the three of you for the rest of your lives.
I don't think
We'll
I
see
can
how
go
long that
down
lasts.
to D20.
Say again?
I don't think I can go down to D20 or D10. I
Well,
don't think I can go back.
Well, the thing is it's not like 5th edition.
Don't send me back.
It's not 5th edition. You still get a total number of successes and base everything off those total number of successes. You're just using a single D20 now, or a D10, depending on how far you want to go down. So the D20 is still going to be used for long-term gameplay, where the D10 is going to be for real quick one-shot scenarios. And teaching kids how to do it. One die easy numbers. Equal to or less than. Easy peasy.
I love it.
So,
Awesome.
alright. All I can say to you guys is thank you for playing my game. You guys have been
Thank you for
awesome.
having me.
And we will be back next week to figure out what the fuck is going on. I've actually got, let's see here, I've got how each council member is going to react to Bajra and her request, how the questions that they're going to ask. I've also got there are places that you guys can actually visit inside the Citadel. Now remember, the Citadel isn't a castle like a singular thing. This thing is I guess the best way to describe it is the Devil's Tower. If you've ever seen that structure, have you ever seen that structure?
The actual double.
Oh my god.
You're talking like the
Devil's Tower in Wyoming.
yeah, the Rock Foundation.
Oh my god.
The Rock Formation.
Yes, the Rock Formation.
Yeah.
Oh, that, yes. I thought you were talking about a building.
This thing. That's the Citadel,
Okay.
and then then
Yeah.
underground, that spreads out for another 1.5 miles in diameter or radius. So it's a 3-mile diameter of Nathak, of the main Citadel that exists.
Okay.
So you couldn't buy it if you tried, Markham.
Nope.
We'll find out what's happening there. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who hung out with us all this time, having fun, laughing at everybody's mistakes and weirdness. Markham, sorry, sorry,
Happy,
something stuck in
happy
my
to
throat.
provide the humor.
we will be back next Friday night, hopefully with Naz, and hopefully with
Moss.
Moss. They're both in college and they're going through a lot of young kids stuff. I don't remember being 21 other than drinking a lot. So
Well,
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So hopefully they will be able to be back and we'll be able to continue with this. And let's do our outro without
nah.
without Naz, because Naz is just Naz. Var. Nico.
I am Nico. I play the infamous Ahote Ahaka, whose name means restless wolf.
Fuck that.
Yeah. And yeah, I am excited to see what all we can do and what the rest of these items are. 'Cause-
We got to do that this week. You got to text me. We got to work on this shit.
Okay, is it just for the scroll or can we keep going?
But we can do all of
I
it.
can go out.
Oh.
Well,
That.
you're only gonna have about 8 hours of rest. So whatever you can do in 8 hours.
I can do a lot. I can deep breath.
Deep
3
breath.
times.
Deep breath. Make myself clones. Give them each this rock, and go for it. Right, like you did last
Yeah.
time. Hi, I'm Naruto, and I'm gonna give everybody over here magic passing capabilities.
I'm just making everybody shadow clones and giving them all a
There you
rifle
go.
gun.
Exactly. Could you imagine in the war to come, and there will be a war, you give them, and I shouldn't be saying this. You give them each a
Elemental sphere.
elemental
Like
sphere of clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's not all terrifying.
I
You know what's
10
even
boxes
more?
of
You know what's even more
Battlefield.
terrifying is the fact that I've actually got plans for you guys to use, and I'll use the correct term for everybody's knowledge: mechas in hell.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you mentioning something about that, and that is a really cool concept.
For your awareness, if you bring us an army, I'm going to trap a lot of them in the force field since one got over 1,500 health, and then I'm just gonna pelt them from the outside while everybody else goes do the stuff. I can take on 20 people. Yeah.
Yeah, so can I.
And
But
then
I can
I
actually kill
am
them.
not sure, to be honest with you, how.
I killed your sister.
Yeah,
Oh, you weren't
did.
supposed to stop talking. Wait. What is...
You killed my system. No, I'm wondering how we're going to be able to do this so there's not a lot of over dice rolls and we spend 5 hours, because the way I see this ending is one of you four are going to have to sacrifice your life for the other ones to live.
I got plans for that.
I know how to fix the dice, bro. I can
Um,
bring back out my dice tray.
No, it's not a matter. I just don't want to go through this whole thing every roll and all this other stuff because I want it to be more dramatic than that. I just got to figure out a better way to do it in such a way because I think ultimately it's going to take each of you, all 5 of you, to be at different locations, battling a BBEG by yourself to be able to bring this to a conclusion.
That's terrible.
Okay. Also, before I forget, I need to create the wand because apparently everything that I created disappeared, which makes me upset because a lot of those spells had a lot of successes on them and they were just waiting to be used.
Yes, they
So-
were.
I will let you know about that.
All right, very good. All right, who are you going to next?
Ellen, actually. I found the wand.
Oh boy.
Mark, Helen.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm kidding. That was not Javar and Naz. I play Ellen, and I do actually have a contingency plan for if someone needs to make a sacrifice play. I have a contingency plan in place. I have a question. If one fires one of the divinely enchanted shots from his rifle at something particularly explosive, does the explosion triggered by the divine bullet turn that explosion into radiant explosives? Yes.
No. That would, I mean, if you were to enchant the like bomb itself, maybe.
Well, that's why is the bullets that coming out.
No,
are
see,
no,
because,
no, no,
because
no,
you're
no,
you're
that's a
enchanting
fuse.
that you're
You're
enchanting the weapon that's already being discharged and the items coming out of it. If the item itself, let's say you actually got a large, I don't know, keg of dark dust, and you had that enchanted, and then you fired and caused it, then everything coming out of that would be divine radiant.
So the dark dust would have to be enchanted.
Yes.
Yes. Because what happens, and so the question becomes, when you do it like to a weapon, like a melee weapon, that weapon itself is what's causing is blessed with that magic. When you go to fire a weapon, a missile weapon, the arrow or the bullet is enchanted as it is released, right?
Ah.
And that itself is that. So when it hits a regular target, that target takes radiant divine damage for all intents and purposes. It does not transfer its magical essence to that target and then release it even more. It's not how that works.
Okay, guys, so we need to get a bunch of those kegs of dark dust. We'll have them all enchanted with divine magic, and then we'll roll them at the Demon Queen and then shoot at him from a distance.
I mean, there's worse plans.
There's worse plans.
It's not the worst plan I've come up with.
But you're also going to have to kill her in her plane of existence.
Yeah, we're
Right,
gonna
but if
chase the
each
bitch to
barrel,
crack
if we
done.
remember, one barrel dealt 5,000 points of damage. You take each of us carrying a barrel, that's 4 barrels. You roll 5 barrels. You roll 5 barrels, 5, 10, that's 25,000 points of damage. Radiant.
Right. If you can get that close to her to do that.
Well, we just stand
She's
up
not
there
gonna
and roll 'em
stand
down
by
at her.
and just
So it's
let
like,
it
okay,
happen.
hey, everybody move. They're bringing these barrels for me. Just, yeah, it's
Okay,
okay.
fine. You
Don't
guys
attack
carry the
them.
barrels
Listen,
close-ish.
just, let them get it right up to my feet, and then they're going to leave. Okay, that's important. They have to leave. No, you can't eat them.
Okay, in that case, we need a volunteer, someone to be the berserker from Lord of the Rings carrying the torch. So that, it's sacrifice play, but,
Like I said, one of you is going to have to sacrifice your life.
yeah, probably.
Nice. Okay. I can, oh no, that's not what I was looking for. Every spell that's in that wand can be let loose as a simple action.
In this one that you just sent me,
Nope.
you need to send me the ruling on that. Selkie, your
Hi.
turn.
I am stuck into the internet. Bajra and Legends of Kralis. I love you all. I really do. I love you all a lot. Y'all are spectacular, swell people. And I enjoy playing with you. I'm glad we got this chat. Because I hang out with you guys a little bit, so now at least somewhat feels like my week has come to conclusion.
Yep, I agree with you on that.
Dad!
What?
You're left.
I'm
Close
left?
it out.
What if I want to be right?
Well,
With
granted-
that stupid dad joke, I am Hilarious Game Master. This has been Legends of Kralis on D in Denial. Make sure you check out their games if you're still with us on... They have one every day now, don't they? Except for Wednesday?
Something like that, yeah.
And it's Sunday every other Sunday, right? With Masterix, if I'm correct?
No, that.
Was that
unfortunately,
Saturday?
Scheduling, they canceled that.
Oh, that's too bad. Alright, so...
We're gonna try and finish it though. I don't think it's gonna be streamed anymore.
It's us on Friday nights. Monday, I don't know the weekend schedule, but I do know on Monday it's AON Adventures. Tuesday it's State of the Union, right?
Union.
Wednesday off, and then there's your game, Land of Confusion. Because I'm confused when I watch it. I'm like, what?
Lost
where?
content.
What?
We're all lost. Sometimes
Um,
mentally.
And all that other fun stuff. So make sure you check out all these other awesome games on D in Denial. I'm tired. Long weekend, a long week. See, I'm already thinking weekend. Selk, I'm glad you're feeling better. Markham, Sikkim, and Ahote, I don't know what to say, my man.
Do your best. We believe in your dreams.
Yes, that's, I guess, the best way to say that. Do your best.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Believe me. Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, it took me a second. That reference took me a second. See, even I get stumbled occasionally, but I get it. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, please stay legendary, y'all. Good night.
Good night, friends.
Right.
Vamos con this.